I found a long man.
I found a long man. Yeah, that's the highest self. If you don't give the gift of love, you deny yourself. That old white swag, fences and turbans, through the Moorish flag, the lion and let me worth it. A cup from the service, water the law servant. Pick from your simple ways, you are leaving. You say you free for send your babies to day school. You jump the hoops, eat they fool, you date fool. Hit doggy doggy when you're gone with that collar on. You still ain't paying if you get your wild on. This moment right here ain't for the passive. You shook, sweating, brow, dripping molasses. Reactive, and when we speed up the molecules, but slow down the ethers back to flesh with the olive you. Praise the Lord for prophet Drew, we honor you. The quarter song, we're on me rendezvous.
The reconciliation of the one in the many. His manifestations are plenty, yet he has no partners, unlike the created, into whom was Jesus first reincarnated. MCs get cremated, spitting at blasphemy. I tend to agree with Ibn Arabi and Al-Ghazali. 99 names, attributes infinite in number. Nor sleep nor slumber. Overtake me, not bound by the petty emotions of frail and weak humanity. Such insanity. There can't be two absolutes, for that would change the definition of the word. The word is bond. The fix is solved. In his mind revolves countless universes. That's why we call him Father. He's farther, yet closer than your jugular vein. Al Malik, the king will always reign.
To the one who is supreme, most wise, beneficent, executive for everything, seen and unseen. And in him alone belong worship, adoration, and praise for the rest of my days. Wonderful he is in all ways. His knowledge transcend the planets that your thoughts relate. Stretched out the heavens with his hands, fingers drop forces for the stars. Build worlds with his words, smite planets with his arm. Majestic, uplifted over the void. Don't tempt his anger or you'll be destroyed. He institutes the law of the government of all beings, and his will's built in the nature of each one of these things. His providence is always forever his works, rule with infinite wisdom. We stay in search of the purpose. There's but one Allah, the governor, the world, the author, creator, almighty, eternal, incomprehensible, the father of the five principles.
Islam, is that the minister right there? Is that
no, sir.
Who's that on the phone there?
Raheem Chabaz.
Brother, I was waiting on a minister to call, so you might have to call back.
All praises are due to Allah. What, 9 o'clock?
Yes, the minister's trying to call in a minute, all right?
Yes, sir. I'm holding. Well, what? Hang up?
Yes.
No, because I'll lose the station. I can't find it on the computer.
Wait, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, brother. Go to YouTube and type in Moorish World TV.
Oh, okay. That sounds reasonable. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. So we waiting on the minister to call in, the brother Minister Eric Muhammad. I think that might be him right there.
Call from
Eric Muhammad.
Yes, there we go.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Islam. How you doing, Minister? So we had
Fine, sir. All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
So yes, brother. So we had a little. I thought that was you that had called a minute ago, but however, it was somebody else that called in. Let me take a few, maybe about 3 minutes to share this link so everybody can see this, so we can get this message out. Whatever that message may be tonight, we definitely want to get it out to the people. So give me like 3 minutes so I can share it, and maybe you can share it on your platform too. We're live right now on Moorish World TV. So far, we got 27, just jumped up to 30 people watching, and we're gonna share it just a little bit more so we can get our people in tune with this message. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get it. Let's do it like this, and I'm gonna copy the link, and then I'm going to share it. In 1 second, let's put this up here.
Thought it's the cause of it all on the soul plane. Our heritage and our status, but we look to gain. Come from a perfect source, why should we ever complain? If we don't save ourselves, then we ain't getting saved. Notice the cause of it all. 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 Welcome to the plane of souls, where the vibration slow. Man tarry many ages till we overcome his foes. Gain strength on these dark roads. Once was told there's no hope, so he must be what he knows. The more he knows, the more he's sure to grow. Out of the dark into the light, where everything unfolds. Flicking to fix what was never broke. He just wanna make it better, realign with the horoscopes. Reconnect with the kinfolk. Realizing we was blinded by the tricks of a magic show. Sick of falling for the okie doke. This is the truest lit I ever spoke. Hit them with the rope-a-dope. Let them know that you're trying to go. Go for what you know. Always aim high. Stay away from low. Get your lower self in control. Can't blame nobody for the things you suffer. Fires make you shape and mold. Notice the cause of it all. Notice the cause of it all. Notice the cause of it all. Thought it's the cause of it all on the soul plane. Our heritage and our status, but we look to gain. Come from a perfect source, why should we ever complain? If we don't save ourselves, then we ain't getting saved. The hate, the fear, the pain, the love, the courage, the gain. Your health, your wealth, your faith. Thought it's the cause of it all on this soul plane. When everyone was put in positions to demonstrate, procreate. Dedicate yourself to a cause and elevate, navigate. Don't let the devil legislate, annihilate any falsehood that stands in the way. Checkmate. I'm from a line of all grace. Let me elaborate. Once upon a time, we were not slaves. There was a time in our lives when we had it made. The ancient ones paved the way, but got led astray. Chose to amalgamate, let demons infiltrate. Lost our estate and the trauma caused us to hibernate. And still today we sleep, but many starting to wake. And once we wake, I know everything will be great. Notice the cause of it all. 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 Notice the cause of it all on the soul plane. Our heritage and our status, but we look to gain. Come from a perfect source, why should we ever complain? If we don't save ourselves, then we ain't getting saved. Notice the cause of it all. 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 Notice the cause of it all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna be getting busy in 1 second. Let me get my brother Calico in the building real quick. I haven't heard this in a minute. Let's go. Nobody knows
the smoke signal, my heart says beware. Situation critical, all out of stress. Scraping residual, I'm caught in the snare. It's sticky material. All I can declare is I'm off the original. Path that you came with a fight, you came with life. It's having stumble and the way for the life. So all my steps like left, right, left. So every test till my last breath. You're living into nothing but your right chest. Next, can't stop striving till my life gets blessed. You gotta fight this. You gotta learn it right, big. Cause it's true about me. It's true about me. It's much deeper than what you or I see.
Let's go.
You gotta walk my face. Nobody knows.
I'm the color's been hidden from history. He ain't know the color of misery's brown skin.
They ain't
You
know.
ain't gotta listen to tell you how I went.
What?
Been through more troubles than others.
Talk to him, talk to him.
Ain't got to give a cool. I let it. Now how about you? You said you're my friend. I'm not Pyro, but I'm riding to the end. Down to shed blood, every brother's my kin. If I said I love you, then yeah, I meant it. The name's kinda cold, but call me a lieutenant. You like Tiger Lows, I strive to keep winning, but I'm about to explode if these coppers keep killing. And it's right in your face, disgrace beyond limits. Private Ryan say face till your partner stop killing. We need the power of the Christ, so tonight we start hitting. Then we'll work on the poison, all the hustle and stealing. When I tell you, nobody.
No. Nobody knows.
All right, family. All right, family. Enough is enough. All right, family. Enough is enough. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I am your host, Brother Tahaka Bey. Tonight, we're going to have a good show tonight. I always have a good show when I have my brother, and I call it a show, but it's a edutainment. It's a teaching moment. It's a learning moment. And I think we always have a good learning moment on the show, but it's always special when we got a special guest. And tonight, our special guest is no other. One moment. Let me get this together first. We have our special guest, our brother, our friend, the minister, Eric Muhammad. Are you there, brother? Can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Islam. So, brother, I want you to introduce yourself to our audience in case they have been under a rock or something. I don't know how they wouldn't have heard or known of you in some capacity, but just for the sake that they may not be in the know as they should be, tell people a little bit about yourself, brother.
My name is Minister Eric Muhammad, and I am the minister of Atlanta, Georgia's Elijah Muhammad Temple number 15.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother, how long have you been a member of the Nation of Islam and following the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I accepted the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in May of 1983 when I was 21 years of age. And I have been a believer in the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings ever since. When I accepted the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1983, I accepted those teachings under the tutelage, hear me well, under the tutelage of Minister Louis Farrakhan. I remained a member of Minister Louis Farrakhan's movement, having risen up in the ranks from private soldier to assistant minister and then to the rank of minister. I remained in his movement from 1983 until 1996, when Minister Louis Farrakhan had issued orders, not in that year, but it was in that year that I violated orders that Minister Farrakhan issued not to associate with Minister Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And so I was exiled. I was relieved of my post as minister and my membership as member due to the fact that I invited Minister Khalid to speak in my city. And I traveled with Minister Khalid to several other cities to provide security for him during his speeches. And so from 1996 until the year 2000, I was inactive, meaning there was no temple that I was a member of. There was no ministry that I was actively pushing, but I was a member of the Nation of Islam and still a practicing Muslim. In the year 2000, I met followers, strict followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, meaning I met followers of Messenger Muhammad who were not with Minister Farrakhan, nor were they with any of the other names that some of us are familiar with. Whenever you say you're not with Minister Farrakhan, they say, well, who are you with? Are you with this one? Are you with that one? Are you with this one? Nobody seems to understand that you can follow the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and not be a leader of a movement yourself and not be under some leader of a movement. You can follow the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad today, just like you followed him yesterday when he was among us. So I met followers who followed Messenger Muhammad. I joined up with them, and I've been doing the ministry since the year 2000.
So, brother, you know, one day last week, I said I made a mistake. I made a statement on my Facebook page. I said that, you know, a lot of people are talking about, you know, brothers in the Moorish Science Temple of America. And it was coming from my brother Ben X. You know how, you know, they was putting all these weird, colorful, I would say, proclaim Moors on the platform. And I said, you know, it seems to cause confusion as it relates to the Moorish Science Temple of America. And the Moorish Science Temple of America does have, as you just mentioned with the Nation of Islam, have other groups, leaders, etc. And so when I put that on there, I said, let's not get it confused. You know, there's other leaders or factions, if you will. I forget exactly the words I used, that's of the Nation of Islam, besides the Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I mentioned your name. I say Minister Eric Muhammad is a leader. I mentioned Solar Man, and I mentioned Salis Muhammad. Brother, are you able to take us back and give us an idea of what took place to evolve into you being independent, but at the same time, the other groups that you hear about? How do we get to this point with the Nation of Islam, if you will?
When the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed in February of 1975, there were only less than a handful of offshoot of the Nation of Islam, and any offshoot of the Nation of Islam at that time was nothing to speak of. It was very difficult, even impossible, to really gain any traction while the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was on the scene with anything that you were calling Nation of Islam of any derivation. Once the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed from the scene, his son, Wallace B. Muhammad, took over. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son, Wallace B. Muhammad, was no righteous man. It is he who is responsible for the defection of Malcolm X, and it is he that is responsible for the pitiful condition that the Nation of Islam is in today. He destroyed the Nation of Islam. He took the Nation of Islam in the direction of Orthodox Islam. And when he did so, there were many followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad who made a conscious decision that they were not going to abandon the true teaching and program of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, follow me if you can. The brain trust of the Nation of Islam followed Wallace D. Muhammad. When I say the brain trust, I mean Wallace took the best and the brightest. And for those of you who did not follow Wallace, don't get in your feelings. When I say the best and the brightest, I mean Wallace took the Messenger's ministers, the Messenger's legendary ministers, the Messenger's legendary captains, the Messenger's legendary lieutenants. Wallace took the best of what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had with him. In a situation like that, you end up with followers of Messenger Elijah Muhammad who don't follow his wicked and errant son, Wallace D. Muhammad, who are of a higher quality of followers since they will not become hypocrites, but are not a higher skilled following. You're not talking about lieutenants. You're not talking about captains. You're not talking about ministers. You're just talking about regular, everyday, rank and file, good, sincere believers. But if you don't have the skill set to build a nation or maintain a nation, then you just end up good followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, running around following the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the best of your ability, which, no disrespect intended, ain't much. So this is what you have today. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, National Representative Minister Louis Farrakhan, followed Wallace D. Muhammad and was his chief assistant in deconstructing, in destroying the nation that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad built. And only when Wallace D. Muhammad did him dirty did he decide that he was going to so-called stand back up and so-called rebuild the Nation of Islam. But he spent so much time under Wallace D. Muhammad that when he so-called came back to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he came back with the funk from the skunk Wallace D. Muhammad on him, and his movement that is called the Nation of Islam is skunked as hell to this very day. So to make this very long story short, the real Nation of Islam is not an organization that is led by no Eric Muhammad. When I say the real Nation of Islam, I am talking about the movement that was led and is still led by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am saying that Elijah Muhammad's movement is the real Nation of Islam. Louis Farrakhan's movement is not the real Nation of Islam. And no disrespect intended, but nobody else's movement that is called Nation of Islam is the real Nation of Islam. There is one Nation of Islam. It was so-called founded by Master Wallace Farad Muhammad in 1930. It was led by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad from 1934 until 1975. It was destroyed in 1975. And it remains a very, very small collection of good believers and good followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, but very, very, very few temples, very, very, very few ministers, and a following that does not have the skill set of the old following of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I hope that that at least gives you and the listeners a somewhat better view of where we are with the Nation of Islam. I am just one minister of one temple. I'm not the leader of no organization. The leader is Elijah Muhammad. The movement is the Nation of Islam. I just am the minister of the Atlanta temple of that movement.
Islam. Hey, brother, Islam. The chat is building a little bit. But brother, can I have you call me back so I can put you on my phone? Some people say they can hear you, some say they can't. So I want you to call on my phone so I can put you on the speaker through my phone as opposed to through the computer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm looking for, man, this is going to be a beautiful conversation. So stand by, family. We're going to hang up real quick. He's going to call us back so we can hear him clearly through the microphone. All right? All right. So he's going to call us back in a minute. My bad in the gas. I was trying to get the other brother. Listen, family, if y'all on here to rumble and fight Richard Abu Raul, come on, bro. We not in here for that. We about to learn some history, and I'm about to ask some real critical questions as it relates to the Nation of Islam. So relax, family. Relax. This is not war. Come on, let's get right. Relax a little bit. So we're gonna wait for him to call back in. Can y'all hear me good? Hopefully y'all can hear me good. See, when he call back in, he's gonna get me on the phone. Relax, family. Let's get this. Let's get this. I'm telling you, we about to get in, but brother Minister Muhammad, do not pull any punches. And we're gonna get, while we got a chance with the good minister, we need to take advantage of it and get the information that we need so we can understand. You know, a lot of people try to put this this idea that the Moorish Science Temple of America is so fragmented, when in fact we have a bunch of organizations that are fractioned, if you will. They have factions that Assalamu alaikum, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How about you? Can you hear me?
Brother, I can hear you well. Let me make sure the people can hear you. Are you all able to hear Brother Eric Muhammad? While y'all do that, let me say we dropped off with the brother giving us a beautiful breakdown on how we get to where we're at today. Press 1 if y'all heard him clearly. But he gave a beautiful breakdown of how we get here today as it relates to those who say that they're the Nation of Islam. But with that being said, brother minister, how do we get to the point of, I don't know how familiar you are with the history, but I hope you can break it down for us as concise and precise as possible. How do we get to like our brother Salis Muhammad, as well as the brother, what's his name, Solar Man, and the brothers like that?
I believe you were talking about Marvin Muhammad, who calls himself the Son of Man.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So were
When
they?
the most honorable,
Oh no, brother, take it away. The floor is yours, brother.
when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad passed from the scene, the Nation of Islam, in accord with the FBI directive under the leadership of J. Edgar Hoover, the Nation of Islam broke up into many different factions. So you have factions of, quote, the Nation of Islam End quote. You have those who believe that they have a divine calling of whatever sort to lead a movement that they call the Nation of Islam. And they do so in the name of Master Farad Muhammad and in the name of his messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Some may have very good intentions, others absolutely have the most unrighteous intentions. Don't want to spend a lot of time talking about them because I may offend some of them that I don't wish to offend, but I will definitely be absolutely clear. Nobody who says they're the leader of the Nation of Islam, I don't give a damn what you say your divine whatever is. You are not divinely anointed, you are not divinely appointed, and you are not the leader of the Nation of Islam. Now, if I can't say that without offending you, then so be it. There is one leader of the Nation of Islam, and that is the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he did not pick, he did not choose, he did not select anyone to lead his followers in his absence. He had no authority to make any such pick, any such choice, any such selection. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the leader of the Nation of Islam, and anybody that has a movement called Nation of Islam and a following called Nation of Islam, you are but a faction. You will be judged by your works. If you do good works, you will be blessed. If you do evil works, you will be punished. Point blank, plain and simple. I choose to follow the leadership, the teaching, and the guidance of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. And I am his minister and representative, and I'm his only minister and representative for the city of Atlanta, Georgia.
Woo. That's a powerful statement. So you're saying there are no other factions? Are there any other factions of those that consider themselves to be the Nation of Islam in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes, you have other groups. Okay. You have other followings here in the city of Atlanta. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a question. You know, when we look at the when we look at social media, you know, we get a lot of you know how social media go. We have a lot of visuals, if you will, as it relates to the representation of the Nation of Islam being believed that the sole representative is the Minister Louis Farrakhan. With that being said, there's a lot of conversation about, you know, our brother Ishmael Muhammad Bey. He talks about the Church of Scientology and the mixing of that. How do that go down with you as it relates to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
The Church of Scientology is a wicked white racist cult that was started by a wicked white racist cracker by the name of L. Ron Hubbard. He started it as a scheme to make money. He schemed and he scammed his own white people for years and years and years and made millions of dollars off of his false so-called religion, the Church of Scientology, or his false so-called science of the mind, Dianetics, later to become Scientology. And when his garbage movement ran its course among white people, and when I say ran its course, white people began to reject it. It no longer had the appeal to whites that it had back in the 1950s. Then they decided, I mean, it was like crack cocaine. You know, coke used to be called, I was just a little boy at the time, but when I was a little boy, coke used to be called the white pony. It used to be called the white man's high. It used to be called the rich man's high. But somebody made a decision that it needed to be marketed among black people. So it was manufactured into rock form, a cheap form that would be accessible to poor blacks in the ghetto. Well, it's the same thing with Scientology, with a modification here or there. White folks don't want Scientology no more. And so in order for Scientology to keep those dollars coming in, a decision has been made. We taking this to the niggas. And yes, and so Minister Louis Farrakhan has sold us out in the sense that he has consciously and deliberately made the decision to allow himself to be used by the Church of Scientology to make the necessary inroads into the black nation. And so now black people are being scammed and turned into the same zombie-like cult followers that for decades L. Ron Hubbard turned white people into. I absolutely do not ascribe to Scientology. Dianetics is really the same thing, but the followers of Farrakhan lied to us and say it's two separate things, that Scientology is the religion and Dianetics is just it's a science, it's a technology. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's like saying Salat is different from Islam. Stop playing. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Salat is not one thing and Islam is another thing. Salat is a practice of Islam. And Dianetics is a practice of Scientology. Dianetics auditing is a practice of the religion of Scientology, just like Salat is a practice of the religion of Islam. You can't take Salat and say that's not the religion of Islam and start teaching that to people and saying you found the technology from the world of Islam and it's called Salat. You're not into the religion, you're just into the technology. You don't lost your damn mind.
Hey, brother, I love when you go, brother. You don't play with the truth. You just tell it how it is. Islam. So, brother, I've noticed that on your Facebook page, you had a few choice words to say to Snake Netter. I mean, Side Netter, concerning some issue that has been ongoing. Brother, can we talk about that for a minute? What's happening with you and Whack News 103? I mean, Black News 102. What's going on with that?
Let's look at the big picture. Saneter represents the false teaching of Kemetic science, quote unquote. I call it Kemetic science fiction. But Saneter represents the false teaching of Kemetic science. And the false teaching of Kemetic science is an enemy, it is an adversary of the one and only true religion of God, and that is Islam. And so many in the Black conscious community have embraced this false and I mean ridiculously false ideology, that somehow ancient Kemet is the root of all of the religions, including Islam, and that Islam is a religion that has borrowed from the older and more legitimate and traditionally African religion or African spirituality of ancient Kemet. Get out of my face. Ancient Kemet ain't got a damn thing to do with the Holy Quran. So-called Dr. Ben, who was neither a doctor nor was he Ben, Alfredo Antonio, the fake doctor, so-called Ben, goes to Egypt, loses his damn mind, comes back to America, and starts teaching us that our true religion, our oldest spiritual system, is that of ancient Kemet, and a bunch of Nation of Islam rejects, meaning niggas who couldn't cut the mustard with the Nation of Islam. You liking the black consciousness, the black self-determination, the black pride, but lacking the discipline to be a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You got a black conscious community that wants to be black and proud to be black, but don't want to be Muslims because you can't cut the mustard with the Nation of Islam. So you develop all these other little black organizations, and you start comparing yourself to the Nation of Islam, saying you're better than the Nation of Islam when you're nothing in comparison to the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is not a movement that got its religion from your bull sugar honey iced tea. Your ideology is some crap that got its religion, its spirituality, its consciousness from the Nation of Islam. And that's why your heroes are always Nation of Islam superstars. Your hero is Malcolm. Your hero is Khalid. Well, where did you get Malcolm? Where did you get Khalid? You got Malcolm and Khalid from Elijah Muhammad. And for you Farrakhan niggas who think we got Khalid from Farrakhan, you out your damn mind. We got Khalid from Elijah. Khalid joined under the messenger. He admired Farrakhan, and that's why he joined. But he didn't join number 7. He joined 27. And he came up under Ali Rashid. And he came up under whoever was the minister in 1967 and remained under that minister until 1975, to the best of my recollection. So stop playing.
Wow.
You don't get to claim Khalid, and Farrakhan made it clear. And we got Farrakhan on tape when he was taking the title minister from all other ministers, and he said he can't take the title minister from Khalid because Khalid had that title under Elijah.
Woo! Woo!
So no, sir, and no, ma'am. You want your own black ideology? Get the hell off Khalid, get the hell off Malcolm, get the hell off Muhammad Ali, get the hell off the Nation of Islam strap, chump. Don't come telling me you got something that Islam has its roots in. No, you got something that has its roots in Islam. So that's the big picture. Saneter represents the false teaching of Kemetic science, and he is very, very reckless with his mouth when it comes to the Nation of Islam. He's very reckless with his mouth, and I don't like it. And I'm on his AFFF about it. It's just that simple.
Wow. So brother, I was watching one of the interviews with Saneter, and he had a good friend of mine, loved the brother, Melchizedek. He was on there doing an interview. Did you happen to catch that interview?
No. Well, it's been sent to me several times, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, very interesting. One of the questions that he asked Saneter, that Saneter actually asked him, was about Europeans, so-called white people in the Nation of Islam. And Melchizedek said he doesn't know, But you know, that's unacceptable. But I've seen pictures floating around the internet with claims that Europeans have entered into the Nation of Islam under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, if you will. Is that something that is permissible under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Europeans entering into the Nation of Islam?
Let me say this, and I'm saying this specifically to any followers of Minister Louis Farrakhan that I hope and pray like hell are listening, but in general to everyone else as well. Look, stop playing. Louis Farrakhan is on video on the internet being asked by a foreign Muslim a very, very specific, unambiguous question. And he can be seen giving a very, very clear and unambiguous answer. The man asked Minister Farrakhan, do you have white Americans? He didn't say, do you have white Muslims? He didn't say, do you have white members? He said, do you have white Americans in your organization? Now, anybody who's familiar with Minister Farrakhan, going back to the 80s when he became controversial, Minister Farrakhan is super adept at answering a question evasively. When this man asked Minister Farrakhan that question, do you have white Americans in your organization? Minister Farrakhan uncharacteristically, meaning instead of the way he normally does, Minister Farrakhan, instead of the way he normally answers a question, evasively gave that man a super direct answer. He said, yes. That's the first thing came out of his mouth. No explanation, no science, no theology. He simply said, yes. Then he went on to say, we have Asians, we have this, we have that. And he said, we have members from all the human family. Well, wait a minute, Minister Farrakhan. What the hell are you talking about, all the human family? The white man ain't no human family. The white man is human. That cracker ain't family. So what are you talking about? When you say the human family, you are only talking about the black man, the brown man, the red man, and the yellow man. You ain't talking about the goddamn white man. You're not talking about the white man. He's just human. He's not family. So those of you in Louis Farrakhan's movement need to stop playing with the issue of whether you have white members. Your leader said you have white Americans in your movement. If you don't, then he's a damn liar. That you do, and we have seen them. Saneter saw one of them in Class A FOI uniform. He had on a dark suit. I believe it was dark. He had on a suit. He had on a white shirt. He had on a bow tie. It was at the anniversary of the Million Man March. Saneter rolled up on the cracker with the camera and tried to ask the cracker some questions, and Louis Farrakhan's followers came and blocked them and wouldn't let the cracker answer no question. Come on now. We done seen white people in Louis Farrakhan's movement over and over and over again. When you say you don't have white members, you're a damn liar. Yes, you do.
Let me ask you a question. Is the so-called white man still the devil in Nation Islam philosophy, teachings, and spiritual system?
Absolutely. Just because most of a following abandons its doctrine, that does not mean that the movement has abandoned the doctrine. No, you have most of the members of the movement who have abandoned the movement and the doctrine of the movement, but those who remain members of the movement are still holding fast to that doctrine. The white man is the devil. And you shouldn't need the most honorable Elijah Muhammad to tell you that the white man is the devil. The white man is showing you that he's the devil every day that he walks the face of the planet Earth. It's not rocket science. Take a look at the white man and tell me what the hell you think the cracker is if he ain't the devil.
Brother, I gotta tell you, bro. You know, brother, you got that, brother. Did you used to roll with Dr. Khaled real heavy, brother? I wish I could call my son on the phone, man. My son loved Dr. He used to listen to Dr. Khaled Muhammad. And brother, you remind me of him so much. I'm just sitting up here reminiscing with the Dr. Khaled speeches because Dr. Khaled don't put no cut on it. He tell it what it is, brother. And honor to you for doing the same. That with that being said, how does, from your perspective, obviously, how does that mesh with the European still the devil, the white man still the devil, mesh with in your heart of hearts, the Ron Hubbard and the Church of Scientology mixture? How does that gel with? I mean, you know, maybe you can explain from a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad how that meshes with your way of thinking.
I'll give you a theological explanation, which we as Black people don't like today. We like salacious and sensational and, Negro drama type explanations and representations of everything. But the Nation of Islam is based in theology. I'll give you the simple answer. The Holy Quran teaches that when you go astray from the truth that is taught by Allah through his messenger, that he, Allah, gives you a devil for a friend. And that devil he gives you for a friend leads you step by step to the chastisement of the burning fire. That is how I see the connection with L. Ron Hubbard and the so-called Nation of Islam. Louis Farrakhan went astray, turned hypocrite on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad on February the 26th, 1975, and he has been a wicked hypocrite every damn day since. I don't care how hard he taught the messenger after 1977. He has been a hypocrite since the 26th of February, 1975. And so in his hypocrisy, he has been given a devil, L. Ron Hubbard and David Miscavige. He has been given a devil for a friend, the Church of Scientology, Father Michael Flager, and the list goes on. And these devils have led and continue to lead Louis Farrakhan and his following step by step to the chastisement of the burning flame.
Brother, let me ask you, what is the total objective of the Nation of Islam?
The Nation of Islam's objective is to keep those of us who were kidnapped from Africa and brought to America and robbed of our names, our language, our God, our religion, It is to keep us from being literally killed along with the white man. We worship a God who is not a spirit, who is not a spook, but who is a flesh and blood living human being who has the power. We're not talking about Saddam Hussein. We're not talking about Muammar Gaddafi. We're not talking about no Islamic clerics in Iran. We're not talking about any Muslim leader whose name may be familiar with us, who absolutely does not have the power to kill white people. We are talking about a man, Master Wallace Farad Muhammad, who literally has power and will use it to kill white people. But we, the black nation in the wilderness of North America, are in the crossfire. He desires to kill the white man, but save us. And so his message, through his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is to separate ourselves from white people so that we won't get killed with white people. So I say in my lectures very, very often on Sunday, I'm not up here at this mic teaching you the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad because I want you to wear bow ties with me. I don't give a damn what the hell you wear. I'm not up here teaching you Islam because I want you to eat bean pies with me. I would much rather have all the damn pies to myself and not share nothing with you. I ain't up here for you to eat bean pies with me. You can eat carrot cakes for all the hell I care. You can eat Little Debbie, and I'll eat all the damn bean pies. I'm not up here trying to get you to eat bean pies with me. This ain't no damn club. I'm not up here trying to get you to wear bow ties with me. I don't belong to no fashion club. We're not going to be wearing suits and bow ties in the hereafter. That's the white man's clothes. We're not going to be wearing that crap when we separate and get a nation of our own. So it's not about bean pies and it's not about bow ties. It's about saving damn lives. Get that through your thick skull. I preach what I preach because I believe that if you don't accept it, you're a dead nigger. That's why I preach it. If you was going to be alive, whether or not you accept what I teach, there'd be no need for me to teach it with the passion with which I teach it.
Brother,
Trying to save your life.
Brother, you got me over here ready to say, teach Muhammad. You got me.
All praises due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
You got me over here at Morgan State University in 1989 sometime. I don't know where I'm at. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening to Dr. Khaled, brother. You bringing Dr. Khaled alive up in here. Good goodness gracious. So, brother, when we look at what the Muslims want from the back of, I think it was Muhammad Speaks. And one of the things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaks about is basically separation, because we're not going to be at peace and we just need total separation. And then when you look at all the accomplishments that have been done in the name of the Nation of Islam under quite a few factions, if you will, some seem more greater than the other, whatever the case may be. But, you know, the greatest faction as it relates to financial gain appear to be the NOI under the Minister Louis Farrakhan. Do you think that's still a mission to separate because we won't have any peace? And I'm just saying, because you have been under that administration at one time, is that still one of the options to separate, complete separation?
Minister Louis Farrakhan, no matter what he says, abandoned separation, independence, and a nation of our own long ago. Minister Farrakhan was on Meet the Press in 1997. And the cracker asked Minister Farrakhan, do you subscribe to the program, on the back of the paper? And Minister Farrakhan said, I subscribe to every word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So the cracker said, okay. He went straight to point number 4. And he asked him about point number 4, where it says, we believe that our people should be separated in a territory of our own. And Minister Farrakhan said, well, if you look at point number 4, that's point number 4. He said, but if you look at it, there's 3 points ahead of that. Or, and he said, if we can't get points number 1, number 2, and number 3 within the context of America, then that's where point number 4 comes in. He said point number 4 is a last resort. Well, I'm sorry. That's just not the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Point number 4 is the only resort. It's not the last resort. It's the only resort. Minister Farrakhan came out with a book called A Torchlight for America. Well, the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad embody a torch lit for America. Not a torch light for America to guide America, but a torch lit to burn America. That's the true teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So Minister Farrakhan will teach hard on separation whenever there is a voice that is gaining strength or has gained strength that is teaching separation. Minister Farrakhan's number 1 job is to block the rise of any voice, of any movement that is truly following the teachings and program of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. His job for the white man, his job, he working for the devil, his job is to use his immense popularity, his big pimping, to say to anybody who is attracted to a voice like mine, look at that little nigga over there. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got nobody. I'm the big pimp. I got everything going. Don't listen to him. Come listen to me. And since we are a people who are very whorish in our perspective, we want to be where the biggest crowd is. We want to be where the biggest pimp is. We want to be where the most popular movement is, the most popular person is. And so what happens is you have a voice like mine that is sticking strict to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you have a voice like Minister Louis Farrakhan that is in gross deviation from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And since the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is not in our faith, it becomes an Eric versus Farrakhan. Well, Farrakhan is pimping bigger than Minister Eric. But here's the problem, genius. It ain't about whether he pimping bigger than Minister Eric, because Minister Eric don't represent no damn Minister Eric. Minister Eric represents Elijah Muhammad. Now let me ask you, genius, is Louis Farrakhan pimping bigger than Elijah? God damn it. Hell no. So if you really want to ride the right strap, you better get on Elijah Muhammad's strap, and you better leave that nigga Farrakhan alone. He gonna get you killed.
Oh man. Man, this is real heavy. Now, brother, let me ask you a question. Do you have any friends, brothers, that let me give you an example for myself, because I speak and try to stick to the orthodoxy of the teacher, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, in the same way that you seem to be trying to do with the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so we have some factions within the Moorish paradigm, if you will. but I still have friends within every group. Do you have friends and brothers who understand how you're moving, but they still under the leadership, under the minister, Louis Farrakhan?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool.
And I say again, this is due to the fact that they're comparing me to Farrakhan. If you compare me to Farrakhan and in your mind you say Eric is no comparison to Farrakhan, I'll agree with you 100%. I sure as hell ain't. But like I said, this ain't about me versus Farrakhan. This is about Farrakhan versus Elijah. You better stop comparing me to Farrakhan and start comparing Farrakhan to Elijah. I am not away from Minister Farrakhan because I compare myself to him. I don't follow Minister Farrakhan because I compare Farrakhan to Elijah, and Farrakhan ain't nothing compared to Elijah. So I simply follow Elijah and leave Farrakhan alone. And that's what I advise anybody else to do. You better stop comparing Farrakhan to Elijah. Stop comparing him to Eric. Compare him to Elijah. Eric is following Elijah, and that's what I advise everybody else to do. Follow Elijah. Leave Farrakhan alone. Follow Elijah.
Would you ever consider going on a program like Brother Ben X to compare the legitimacy of what you teach and the illegitimacy of what you have observed under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan, if he would have you?
I'm glad you said if he would have me, because I was about to say Ben X is a scared to death punk who would never have me. Tell him I said so. He's a scared to death punk. He don't want none of this smoke from Minister Eric Muhammad. None of it. I've already challenged him to do so, and he will not do it.
Don't you think, and from the position where I sit, I think that these conversations need to be had with legitimate representatives of who proclaim to be representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, whether it's social media representative or appointed representative. You know what I mean? I think do you think that these conversations need to be had so we can move forward, or we just avoid each other and keep it moving?
Here is my position on your question. And my position on your question is a position that I posted today that caused you to ask me to come on your show tonight. And that is this. Everybody needs to respect the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, even though he's not here. Stop disrespecting the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad just because he's not here, and just because his legendary captains and lieutenants are no longer here to knock your goddamn teeth out for disrespecting it. Look, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the leader of the Nation of Islam, and the Nation of Islam has a protocol. What we don't need is a bunch of willy-nilly so-called representatives of the Nation of Islam jumping up everywhere they could possibly jump up, talking about they represent the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm sorry, that's not how the Nation of Islam works. And I don't care how small and pathetically weak it is, it's never going to grow and become any stronger by disrespecting the protocol that makes it what it is. When you want to talk to someone about the theology of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when you want to talk to someone about the proper policies and practices of the Nation of Islam, you don't go get nobody but a minister and representative of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't just go and willy-nilly just get somebody, and nobody has the right to just willy-nilly jump they behind them talking about they represent the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We have a training manual that makes it very clear. The minister is the true and top representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad in his area. He is the true and he is the top representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And every FOI who is properly trained is told that when you are asked questions, you are to say to the questioner, I am not the best qualified person to answer your question. The minister is the best qualified person to answer your question. And then you are to encourage that person to go to the temple and attend the meeting and to ask their questions during the question and answer period that takes place after the temple meeting. That is proper policy, proper procedure, proper protocol. You don't let nobody stick no mic in your damn face and no camera and say, represent the Nation of Islam, and then you jump your behind up and do it. Hell no. Follow protocol.
Do you think that ever come a time when all those who say that they follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are going to come back together? You know, Brother Silas, yourself, Solar Man, who call himself Son of Man. Yeah, Son of Man.
I get you. That was a play on words. My bad.
No, I got that from Dr. Khaled. I got that from Dr. Khaled. You bring it out. You conjuring up Dr. Khaled on me now. But and those who are under the minister, you think there ever come a time when everybody come together and get back in line with what you think is the teaching or the strict teaching? It sounds like as I call those who work with me, we call ourselves Orthodox Islamism. So I would say you're Orthodox Nation of Islam. Do you think that they'll get back to the orthodoxy of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? And everybody come together?
No. I absolutely do not think that will happen at all. There are exceptions to every general rule, but we are living in the time of the manifestation of defects. And the truth that Master Farad Muhammad revealed through his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is designed to bring about a separation. And this is why you have the parable in the New Testament spoken by the prophet Jesus of the separation of the sheep and the goats, the wheat and the tare. The true believer has to be separated from the hypocrite and the disbeliever. Right now, you have the message among all three categories: believers, disbelievers, and hypocrites. And hard trials are necessary to establish the truth that the believers believe in. Through those hard trials, there is a separation between the believer and the disbeliever, and between the believer and the hypocrite. The disbeliever and the hypocrite, once the separation is done, the disbeliever and the hypocrite are gathered together on one side, the left, the believer on the right, and the disbeliever and the hypocrite are thrown into the lowest depths of the fire. I'm using Quranic language. Are thrown into the lowest depth of the fire, and the believers are placed in gardens wherein rivers flow. But you don't know who is actually a believer versus a hypocrite until hard trials bring about that separation. That's the time that we are living in right now. We are living in a time where, in the absence of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have been severely tried. And it has brought about a separation of those who truly believe in the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and his God, Master Farad Muhammad and those who do not. So no, the separation that exists, long story short, exists for a purpose. So there's no reason to end it. It exists for a purpose, pardon me. These are people who are in the factions who were once in the one same faction. But the wicked germ, and I'm not talking about anything physical, I'm talking about the wicked and evil spiritual germ of disbelief and their hypocrisy was in them when they were in the temple, eating their bean pies, wearing their bow ties, and saying all praises due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But you didn't know that they really didn't believe. So you needed situations and circumstances to try them. And in that trial, they were manifested as having not truly believed, because look at what they're doing now. Nobody wants to be with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad now because he doesn't have the farms he had in 75. He doesn't have the supermarkets he had in 1975. He doesn't have the canning factory he had in 1975. He doesn't have the sales and office building he had in 1975. He doesn't have the beef packing and lamb packing plants he had in 1975. The accomplishments of the Muslims. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad no longer has those things, and he no longer has that following, that strong following in the hundreds of thousands that he had back then. So today, if you're going to be with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, you got to be with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for nothing but the word that he was given by Master Farad Muhammad to deliver to us. And since most of us are not believers in that word, we after something else. Then these other leaders who can offer you something else, those are the leaders you follow, because you really were never with Elijah for what he truly was given to offer you, his word. You really wasn't with him for that. You was with him for his crops, but you wasn't with him for his word.
So brother, with all the brothers that say that they follow the teachings in the regimented program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all wearing bow ties or whatever, all still looking sharp, how do the public know who's who? How do one would know what's authentic? Say if somebody today wanted to join the Nation of Islam, the minister Farrakhan have a big presence. How do they know? How do they, you know what I'm getting to? How do they get to know that like something is off? And whether if they would, and let's be fair, if they're listening to you, how they know that you're not off? How do they know that you're authentic? How do they know that he's off or he's not off? How do you decide just walking through the door?
Many are called, but the chosen are few. If you looking at me and you looking at Farrakhan and you saying, well, I just don't know. You just somebody that was called. You wasn't chosen. If Master Farad Muhammad chose you, you would know. Your confusion is a bearing of witness that God don't want you behind. Because if he did, you wouldn't be confused, because as the Holy Quran teaches us, there is no compulsion in religion. The right way is what? Clearly distinct from error. That's why there's no compulsion in religion, because the right way is clearly distinct from error. Now, how you looking at the right way? It's clearly distinct from error. And you talking about, well, I just don't know. Well, you ain't meant to know. Bye, Felicia. Point blank, plain and simple. We need to leave you alone and find somebody who does know. Ain't nobody got time for your confusion. The right way is clearly distinct from error. Stop playing. What you really mean when you say I don't know is, I would rather be over there with that big bunch of people that got more than you little few people over here. But I'm confused as to whether I should sacrifice the benefits of being over here with the larger number of people and come over there with you few people.
Right.
You know?
And
that's what you really mean.
Yeah, with the few got a little bit more work to do as opposed to just sitting in the pew.
Yeah, and we don't want to work.
Right.
We don't want to work. We want to just be able to go sit down in something and say, look what we built. We have. You didn't build nothing. You just joined something that somebody else built. You don't want to build nothing yourself. Most of the people who watch my videos, brother, won't join the temple.
Right. I get it. So it's a question in the chat. They say, do brothers still learn supreme mathematics like from the original doctrine? Is that still being taught in the mosque or in the temple, if you will?
I don't know what Minister Louis Farrakhan's following is teaching or what anybody else is following is teaching, except by the example that I see them manifesting. They sure as hell don't act like they're studying the supreme wisdom, but the followers of Messenger Elijah Muhammad absolutely are still studying that. Absolutely. We are still studying everything that the followers studied under the messenger when he was here. We represent the Nation of Islam as it was prior to Savior's Day 1975. You don't have to ask any further questions about, well, do you this, do you that, do you this, do you that? Damn it, did they do it under Elijah Muhammad? Yes, well then that's what we do.
Hey, brother, I enjoy when you come to the show, brother. So somebody said that you said never this. Let's look at some. One of the questions in the chat was why, if Brother Eric, basically the same person said you have a strong message, but why the language? They said that the language takes away from the message. Now I'm gonna back up because I know you're about to drop a bomb right now. But they say
those of you who feel that my language takes you away from the message, get the hell away from the message then. I'm not concerned with you and your concerns with my language. You are the reason that my language is what it is. You change and my language will change. You stay the same and my language will stay the same. I don't want to hear that language garbage. That language garbage is an excuse for you being the punk that you are. Period. You're a punk.
Might go and drop in a minute. So brother, as we move into, we're in 2020, and now people are talking about this coronavirus and all of these things. What's your take on the coronavirus as it relates to us as a people? It just seemed like it's something deeper to it, and then I'll get back to the other questions.
Well, I don't see any evidence that the coronavirus is affecting Black people to the same degree that it's affecting non-Black people. But I would caution those of us who believe that we are somehow immune to it, even if that were true, the white man is going to find a way to infect you.
Right.
You didn't used to get a lot of the things that you get now, and the white man made sure you got it.
Mm.
So with respect to the coronavirus, whether or not it was intended to be such or not, the coronavirus is a plague that got the white man shook. And the book of Revelations warned you many years ago, come out of her, my people, that ye partake not of her sins, nor what? Receive ye of her plagues. The coronavirus is a white man's plague. We ain't got no business worrying about it. But we are worrying about it because we have partaken in the sins of the white man and placed ourselves, therefore, in position to receive the plagues of the white man. You got no business with syphilis. You got no business with gonorrhea. You got no business with AIDS. You got no business with cancer. You got no business with high blood pressure and diabetes and all the other illnesses that we suffer from because of our association with the white man. But we have received of those plagues of the white man because we have not come out of the white man and have continued in the sins, the disobedience to God that we have been made by white culture to engage in.
So let me go now. Let me backpedal just a bit. How do you feel about and I'm gonna try to say this in the most respectful way possible because I don't have a horse in the race. I'm just trying to do some journalism to get the word out. And I honor the workers. I honor the workers, boots on the ground. That's what I do. And with that, I honor you. With that being said, how do you feel about it appears that the brother minister Louis Farrakhan seems to be on the brink of being deified? Have you sensed that, or am I just reading into something?
No, they are teaching over there that Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah. The pitiful and pathetic irony about them teaching that is that they are selling a Final Call newspaper that if you open the back page of it, it says that Master Farad Muhammad is the Messiah. If Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah, change point number 12 on your paper and say that we believe that Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah. What are you still saying on page 12, or not page 12, or in point 12 of your wants and beliefs? Why are you still selling a newspaper that says Master Farad Muhammad is the Messiah if you're teaching Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah? You're silly. You are silly. You are silly. Stop it.
So I don't want to dwell on this, but recently I was listening to a speech and I was watching the frenzy, and it appeared to me that it was right there on that line of saying that the minister was the Christ, or the one that was spoken about coming, and like I said, I don't want to dwell on it, but how factual is that? What type of teaching is being taught? I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam, so clearly I don't know. I can only feel around as what's being in the air as of right now. You know what I mean? Maybe you can help us understand just a little more in depth on that.
Brother, when I joined Louis Farrakhan's organization, I joined his Muhammad's Temple number 80 in Plainfield, New Jersey in May of 1983. When you went to a meeting, they weren't called mosques then, they were called temples then. You New Jack niggas that like to blow your chest at me, listen well. They weren't called mosques back then, they were called temples. And we didn't have study guides back then. We studied the books of the messenger. And I can remember when you went to a Wednesday night and a Friday night study group, we took the 5 basic books of the messenger and we read them and we studied from them and we took questions and answers from them. I can remember then that the teaching that Louis Farrakhan was the Christ. No. Yes, that Louis Farrakhan was the Christ was creeping its way in. And I And those who came in and were under the tutelage of the brother who brought me in, Minister Keith Muhammad, we would be arguing against the other members of the temple that he was not the Christ. So this is not something new. It has simply assumed a much, much, much greater push. So what's happening now is there's legacy building. You got ambitious members of Louis Farrakhan's movement who are looking for a meal ticket after Minister Farrakhan's death. They don't believe that crap they talking, but they know Minister Farrakhan is about to die. And so if you jump up talking about you see Minister Farrakhan in some new great light and blah, 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 then when Minister Farrakhan dies, that opens the way for you to be the new big head scientist. You just following Minister Farrakhan's playbook. The Christ is Master Farad Muhammad, always has been, always will be. But Minister Farrakhan starts teaching that Elijah Muhammad is the Christ to make room for him. Now somebody's coming up under Louis Farrakhan teaching Farrakhan is the Christ and the Messiah to make room for themselves. That's the playbook. You trying to make a spot for yourself, but in order to make a spot for yourself, you have to take the man who is over you and give him a promotion so that you can step up into his place. Stop it.
So I got people asking me questions too. So let me see. One question says, ask him where did he get, somebody says, ask him where did he get Muhammad. Oh yeah, ask him where did he get Muhammad. It was Savior's Day when Minister Farrakhan took the X from the members and gave them Muhammad. Where did his come from? Because Elijah left with X and their names, Farrakhan gave them all different names. So I think the question is, where did you get Muhammad from? Because Honorable Elijah Muhammad left everybody with X's and Farrakhan gave everybody Muhammad's. That's what he's saying. But I don't.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I don't find that to be totally true because you go back far enough, you can see that everybody didn't even start with X's.
Thank you. I mean, everybody thinks they know what they're talking about and just be, boy, we need some help, bro.
Yeah,
the most honorable Elijah Muhammad did not leave everybody with X.
Right.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad left most of us with X. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad left many of us with names. And Master Farad Muhammad didn't leave nobody with no X. When you registered under Master Farad Muhammad, you got a name, period. There was no X. The first, from July 1930 until 1934, there wasn't no X's.
That's right.
Everybody had a name.
That's right, brother. And you know, and I know that for a fact because I'm doing research on the Moorish Science Temple and the Nation of Islam connection in Detroit. And you're absolutely right. Nobody had an X at the beginning. None.
That's right.
Absolutely.
The whole purpose of an X is based on Master Farad Muhammad no longer being present. Because the man whose responsibility to give us our name is not here to give it to us. Then you wear an X to indicate the unknown quality that will be the base from which you are given your name.
Right.
You wear the X to indicate that unknown quality in lieu, in the meantime, while you are waiting to receive your name. That's what the X is for. And most of us who want to talk that where you get your name from, blah, 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 blah. You don't even realize Malcolm X's name wasn't Malcolm X. Malcolm X's name was Malcolm Shabazz. It was not Malcolm X.
Hey, brother,
Malcolm.
We call that being in the ethers, because the next thing that somebody said, well, what about Malcolm X? He was the most famous. And you right in there, brother. You right in there. Go ahead, brother.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Most of us don't even realize what Malcolm's name was. Malcolm chose to continue being represented as Malcolm X. He liked the sound of it, but his name was Malcolm Shabazz. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad did not want his ministers or laborers of any type who had a profile to be going in devil's names. So if you were a laborer that had a profile, meaning you were kind of known, then the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't want you to be Malcolm X Little. So you were given a name. Now, the name Shabazz is the generic name. I don't like using the term generic because to me it doesn't sound as respectful to the name Shabazz as you would want to be. But for the sake of explanation, the generic name that the messenger would slap on you in order to get rid of that X, because that X was associated with your slave name, he would give you the name Shabazz because he didn't want to take the responsibility of naming you that belongs to the Savior, Master Farad Muhammad. And since your name is Shabazz, no matter what your name is, Shabazz is not an attribute. Shabazz is your tribe. So the name Shabazz belongs to you. I don't give a damn what you are. You get the name Shabazz just by being born a black man in the hills of North America, because that's your tribe. You can't tell a man who's a Cherokee and whose name is John that he can't wear the name John Cherokee. Are you stupid? He's a Cherokee. Well, you can't tell a black man who's from the tribe of Shabazz and his name is John that he can't be John Shabazz. That's ridiculous. That's right. His tribe.
Indeed.
Calling yourself Shabazz is not the same thing as calling yourself Ali. It's not the same thing as calling yourself Muhammad or Allah. That's your tribe. That's the name of the tribe that you come from. And so Malcolm's name was Shabazz. The messenger did not leave all of us, long story short, with X. He left a lot of us with names. Now, if you were a minister of a temple of a major city, if you had a profile, the messenger would normally, if not in every case, you didn't go around with no X. You either got Shabazz, or if the messenger chose, he might give you a name, Ali. He might give you a name, Shah. He might give you a name, Muhammad. Very, very rarely did he give you the name Muhammad. But you got maybe Ali or Shah or Shabazz or Hassan or something like that. And so as for me personally, I received the name Muhammad when I was following Louis Farrakhan. There was a believers meeting in 1996, and in 1996, everybody that was present at the believers meeting, Farrakhan said, you are to wear the name Muhammad. I was a minister at the time. And at that time, the laborers, if you were a minister at the time, you were to wear the name Muhammad because he used Muhammad the way Elijah used Shabazz. I had been a minister for 5 years and stuck with the X. But when that believers meeting was held and he said to rank and file believers, you can wear the name Muhammad, then I assumed the name Muhammad.
Man, wow. I'm trying to look at these questions, and I think a lot of people getting we get emotional about some of these type of interviews. You know that, brother. We get very emotional about these interviews.
Yes, sir.
And brother wanted to stay on the conversation about Malcolm X's name, but I feel as though you made it clear, that his name was Shabazz and he went by X. He was referred to as Malcolm X. So somebody in the crowd they ask, why is it that the Nation of Islam have what we would consider, and this is a Moorish American, Moorish stronghold. They have you have your holy day, if you will, on Sunday and not Friday. As a Muslim,
we don't have our holy day on Sunday or Friday.
Okay,
so
break it down, brother.
What this person is talking about.
Break it down for us, brother. We in the more and this is a Moorish brother referring to it as a holy day. But what day do the Nation of Islam consider to be for the lack of a better term, the Sabbath, holy day, or the sanctified day, for those who have no understanding of what we're talking about, if you will?
Right. See, I knew that when he asked that question, he was referring to Sabbath and not necessarily holy. I knew what he meant. See, keep in mind something. Everybody who wants to know something about the Nation of Islam, I'm going to refer you to the parable of Jesus. Jesus was teaching, and there were some children that wanted to hear, and of course the adults was trying to, practice the children should be seen and not heard type of thing. And Jesus said, suffer the children to come unto me. For verily I say unto you, unless you come as a child, ye cannot see the kingdom of heaven. Everybody want to teach about the Nation of Islam. You don't come to Minister Eric Muhammad teaching me a damn thing about the Nation of Islam. When you come to Minister Eric Muhammad, you come to get taught about the Nation of Islam. You tell me nothing. You ask me everything. The Nation of Islam, as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, what we bring you is a new Islam. You're not familiar with the Nation of Islam. You keep trying to judge the Nation of Islam by old world Islam. There is no Sabbath even in old world Islam. Friday prayer, Jummah prayer, Friday is not the Sabbath day in Islam. So you really don't even understand the old Islam that you're trying to judge the new Islam by. There's no such thing as a Sabbath day in Islam. There is no such thing. You have a Sabbath day in Christianity, and you have a Sabbath day in Judaism. Even old world Islam has absolutely no Sabbath day at all. And in the brand new Islam that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, even Friday does not assume the same importance as it does in old world Islam. What the Sabbath days of Christianity and Judaism represent is every single day since the coming of our Savior, Master Wallace Farad Muhammad. Every single day since July 4th, 1930, has been Sunday, has been Saturday, has been Friday. Sunday if you're a Christian, Saturday if you're a Jew or a Seventh-day Adventist or some other Christian with the Jewish Sabbath, and Friday if you're an Orthodox Muslim. Every single day of Master Farad Muhammad's presence among us has been the Sabbath day. Today is the Sabbath day. Tomorrow is the Sabbath day. The rest of Black night in the universe is the Sabbath day. All of that was a sign of this day and time.
That's what I miss you saying, brother. Somebody just put it in the chat. Talk black to me. I missed that. That's last time you was on the show, I was running around my house. Talk black to me. Everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. Yes, brother. Brother, so as we wrap it up and close, brother, whatever happened with the conversation that you and the not brother or the not brother unpolite, the polite, y'all was supposed to have a conversation, and it never happened. What happened with that? Or a debate,
you
rather.
Mean Mikey? You mean Mikey?
Yeah, Michael Novak.
Brother, I'm so glad that you asked that question because it gives me an opportunity to give you your props. The last time I was on your show, you made an absolutely bold prediction. You said this debate will not take place. And you were confident. You was like, brother, believe me, it's not going to happen. And I couldn't believe how confident you were in your prediction. And brother, you were 10,000% correct.
And let me tell you why, though. Because you match charisma, you match wits, and you match intelligence that he appeared to have. Because he has none of that for real. But you match it, and his only seem real when it's not compared or next to somebody who's really has it. You feel what I'm saying? So I knew he's intelligent enough to know that if his is set next to somebody that truly has it, then his going to fall to the wayside. And so I already knew he was intelligent because he's like he's a trickster. Tricksters know, like, if this is one I can't beat, I can't outwit him. I'm not going to out-talk him, and I'm not going. I'm not going to do this, but I'll front like I am, and I've seen that from the onslaught. So I don't know. Did you have a conversation with them for them to back out or something?
Absolutely not. And this is the thing that aggravates and irritates me to absolutely no end. If Minister Eric had punked out of this debate, I don't give a damn. If I got the flipping coronavirus and I said I can't do the debate because I got the coronavirus, everybody would have been all over me, calling me punks and cowards, and that ain't no excuse. You should have got a mask and showed up at the debate. We would have all had our masks and hazmat suits on, and we would have watched Polite destroy you. The coronavirus couldn't have been used as an excuse if it was me. But those who champion this false teaching of Kemetic science, y'all let Polite and Saneter get away with talking out of that debate. They never had to explain why the debate was canceled. They never called me or texted me or emailed nothing to let me know the debate was not going to take place. They never notified any of you that the debate was not going to take place. They never gave any explanation as to why the debate was not going to take place. And none of you who were talking all that smack about of Islam always runs from debates and how Polite was going to destroy me. None of you have called them out on the punk crap that they did in backing out. I never wanted to debate Polite because I think the whole debate game is stupid.
Right.
You don't turn black consciousness and black liberation into a spectator sport. You are trivializing the black liberation movement. I made that very clear. But Polite then proceeds to start calling me all kind of cowards and being scared to debate him. So I said, okay, let's get it. Okay, I say let's get it, right? So Polite makes an Instagram post saying it's going to be the Thriller in Atlanta, and I'm coming out of retirement. Don't think because I'm getting this money that I can't get up on this scholarship. And he puts hashtag don't run now. And he says, you know the house is going to be packed.
I remember that.
Puts it on his Facebook page and everything. Saneter and Polite called me up on a three-way in early July and told me, okay, we're going to get it together. We're looking for a venue right now. And Saneter tells me he's going to send me a contract. Now, I want everybody listening to keep something in mind. I agreed to do this debate for no money. I wasn't going to get paid nothing. I said, you, Saneter, and Polite, y'all keep all the money. All I want out of this debate is a chance to represent my messenger. That's it. That's all I want. Y'all keep the money. Because, see, I'm not going to participate in the trivialization of the black liberation struggle. I'll get in the ring with you, but I'm not taking no money for it. Because that ain't what this is about. So they was going to make all the money, brother. I wasn't going to get nothing. Okay, so this conversation takes place in early July, so I'm waiting on this contract to come so I can sign it and we can make it happen. July goes by, and I ain't heard nothing from Saneter. August goes by, I ain't heard nothing from Saneter or Polite. September is coming up now. Matter of fact, we in September now, if I remember correctly. I still ain't heard nothing from Polite or Saneter. One day, I just happened to be on YouTube, and I saw that Saneter had gone live. And I'm like, well, if it's September already, and he's going live, maybe somebody will mention, you know, that ether thing that you was talking about earlier?
Yes,
I
sir.
said maybe somebody will ask him about the debate since nothing has been said about it, and it's almost time for it to happen. Sure as hell, brother. Somebody asked him about the debate. You know, this nigga had the nerve to say in answer to the question about the debate, well, do you really think Eric Muhammad is qualified? Eric Muhammad ain't qualified. I mean, nobody's interested in seeing that. That's why we should be pushed back. So, you know, he ain't qualified. Hold up, bro. What do you mean I'm not qualified?
Well,
push the debate. You the one that told Polite when you had Polite on your show before the debate was even agreed to that you put your money on Eric Muhammad. You said that, Saneter. How you gonna tell Polite, be careful, Polite, I got my money is on Eric Muhammad, and then turn around and say Eric Muhammad ain't qualified? See, this is the type of mischief-making, lying, conniving, double-talking bull crap that pisses me off about Saneter. He played too much, and I don't like playing. So they backed out like two punks. Polite never said a damn word. And all Saneter ever said was a question on that live video he did driving around in his SUV. Nothing else was ever heard about it. And I will make this long story short by saying this. Let's be clear. as long as Eric Muhammad is seen as some wild man yelling, cussing, and fussing in his empty temple at his camera and really can't get nothing built or going, everybody's cool. There is a policy of containment of Minister Eric. You don't say Minister Eric's name. You don't get into no tanglements with Minister Eric. You don't get into no battles with Minister Eric. You don't touch Minister Eric. Just let that nigga fuck, cuss, and carry on and blah, 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 blah. Ignore him until he just goes away. Don't nobody want to do nothing with me. So I believe that the ultimate goal here was to keep Minister Eric from getting the shine that Minister Eric would have gotten from smacking Michael Nowak around in that debate.
Right.
That's the deal.
And I agree. Like I said, I don't think he could have outwit you. You know what I mean? Or outsmart you, and he knew that too. You know what I mean? Usually he gets off from the drama. You know, he's real dramatic, and he wouldn't been able to do that with you because you would have been wit for wit. So we do have a few more questions, brother. Then I'll let you go. Few more questions.
Yes, sir.
Someone asked, is there any way that Eric would join the nation? I think they're referring to, they must just jumping in because we already talked about what is and who is the Nation of Islam, would join the nation that stands strong today if he felt the leadership and the teachings go back. So basically, would you join the group under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan if the teachings went back to the strict regimented teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
If the teachings went back to the strict teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it would represent them joining me. It wouldn't need what I have to join them. Who the hell are they?
So, brother, listen.
I'm already doing what the questioner is asking what I would do if they did what I'm already doing. That would mean they would be joining us.
And there you go.
The messenger.
So look, real quick. So what I did was I sent Saneter a message. You know, I texted him while I was talking to you, and he came in the chat, and he has the nerve, the audacity to come in the chat and say, do you really want the Saneter smoke, Mr. Eric Muhammad?
You really want that?
That's what you see, it made me choke, brother.
I didn't hear you. Say that again.
He said, do you really want the Saneter smoke, Mr. Eric Muhammad?
You tell that wicked black bastard, hell yeah, I want it. Bring it, punk. Let's get it.
I think you heard that, Saneter. Oh man, this is a beautiful brother. You know, I don't know what I can do to to assist in you teaching the people. I don't know, brother, but I just support your teaching method. You're just raw. You know what I mean? You're just raw, and I love it. It is what it is. I love it. But another question was they're still trying to ask what day is the special day for the temple. You know, what day is set aside for the members to congregate in the temple? I think that's the same brother trying to ask that same question in another way.
Our meeting time Sunday for the teaching of this message. Our meeting times are Sunday afternoon between the hours of 2 and 4.
Okay. So we have
larger temples also include Wednesday night meetings and Friday night meetings between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. But smaller temples like ours, we don't have that. We meet on Sunday between 2 and 4.
Cool. So that's very simple. I got you in 1 second, sis. Let me ask my brother Richard Abu Raaf question. He said, ask him about MEMPS, and that's MEMPS. And he said the secretary is MEMPS out of Irving, Texas. I don't know what kind of question that is, but he said, ask him about MEMPS.
Well, pardon my slang language, but Memphis is my man.
Right.
That's
Okay.
Minister Nasir Hakeem, and I get my books and materials only from him. And I would advise everybody else to do the same. Get your books and materials from Memphis.
Okay. So he said, I don't know what kind of question. Ask him about MEMPS. He said, get your material and your books from MEMPS. Period. Point blank. Then, so we got Sister Mia X Shabazz Nolita. She said, why is it that no one can criticize the minister? Is he above reproach? Every time you say anything, you are deemed a hypocrite. So basically, why is it not accepted for one to criticize or speak in opposition of what the minister Farrakhan is teaching?
Because Minister Louis Farrakhan's movement is a cult. It has become a cult. And in a cult, anything spoken against the cult leader brings about a severe backlash. You know, Minister Farrakhan is looked at as if he's above reproach, like he can't be questioned. Minister Farrakhan claims to be sitting in the seat of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so the scripture teaches of Messenger Elijah Muhammad that he is the lamb without spot nor blemish. And so if Minister Farrakhan claims that he sits in that seat, and I have heard him say out of his mouth that he is that lamb that is talked about in the book of Revelations. And that means that he is without spot, he is without blemish. So you criticize him, it's like criticizing God.
Oh, man.
But those of us who are followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we know and understand that Minister Louis Farrakhan is a hypocrite that flipped the script on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And if you want to use a quote from Messenger Elijah Muhammad, get out of my face with that July 30, 1972 crap. Farrakhan said out of his own mouth that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said after he had a big speech one time, he said, you're becoming pretty popular. He said, that's good. So when you turn hypocrite on me, everyone will see you. And there was a saying in the Nation of Islam prior to 1975 that if you think Malcolm's hypocrisy was something, there was another hypocrite that was going to rise up in the Nation of Islam who would make Malcolm's hypocrisy look like child's play. Farrakhan is that hypocrite.
Woo! Brother, do you catch a lot of heat when you talk like this?
Absolutely.
So I think we got two more questions.
Yes, sir.
So one question is, do you consider yourself a Muslim or a Muslim? You know those two different terminology, M-O-M-U. Hey, brother, I'm only asking the question, brother.
Muslim is just the white man's way of saying Muslim. That's all Muslim is. It's the white man's way of saying Muslim, just like the white man says Mohammed instead of Muhammad. It's just the white man's pronunciation of it. You know, but whether you say Muslim or you say Muslim, what you are at least supposed to mean by what you say is one who submits his or her will entirely to do the will of God.
Indeed. So another question is, who gave Master Farad knowledge of self for him to teach Elijah? That's another question.
Master Farad Muhammad belonged to a family of men who are called the scientists of Islam. Master Farad Muhammad was taught by his father, and his father's name was not Alfonso, for those of you following Farrakhan. It's ridiculous. Don't ever refer to Master Farad Muhammad's father as no damn Alfonso. That's crazy.
What was his father's name, if you will, if you may?
I don't know what his father's name was. I know what his father's name wasn't. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't teach us his father's name was Alfonso, nor do I have any knowledge of him teaching us what his father's name was. And his mother's name wasn't Baby G either. Well, we are crazy as hell, brother.
What do you have to say when somebody say you're trying to get a name, and this is in the chat, you're trying to get a name of condemning Farrakhan? What do you have to say to that? Because I'm pretty sure you heard that before.
What I say to that individual is, where the hell have you been? The name you say I'm trying to get, I have had for years. Where you been? What are you talking about?
Well, they heating up on you, brother. They said, if Minister Farrakhan is a hypocrite, why did you follow him? I guess when you were, I mean, I can't answer it for you, but that's the question.
For the same reason that I was a Christian for the first 21 years.
Exactly.
Of my life. I mean, what kind of question is that?
Exactly, bro. That's why I was just like, I can't answer. But I mean, oh man, brother. So I'm gonna leave it at that, brother. And I would love to bring you back on again whenever I call you. You respond, and I think this is was great timing for you to come on, because a lot of people have the idea that the Nation of Islam is only the Minister Louis Farrakhan. Matter of fact, what do you think about that? That people consider that the Nation of Islam is just Minister Louis Farrakhan. What do you say about that?
I say that it is a patently untrue and erroneous perception. The Nation of Islam not only is not just Louis Farrakhan, but the Nation of Islam does not even include Minister Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan's organization would more properly be called the Black Church of Scientology. Before they got into Scientology, the most proper name for his movement would have been the Final Call Incorporated. It's not the Nation of Islam, and there is no bow tie and there is no bean pie that's going to make his organization the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam, I don't care if it's just one nigga. The Nation of Islam is the teaching and the practice of Master Farad Muhammad as it was given to us by Messenger Elijah Muhammad. And if you just got one black man or one black woman who is representing that pure teaching and that program, that one individual is the Nation of Islam, and ain't nobody else no Nation of Islam. And you can make something else the Nation of Islam all the hell you want, and it still won't be the Nation of Islam.
Indeed. So, brother, anything, because people going to start asking, they're going to run out of questions there. You've been knocking about the park, and you know how I get. The question's going to start asking you why your bow tie look twisted when you do your live stream. That's why it's to the left. The silly question is going to come down. So we don't want to get into that. I appreciate you, brother. I really do, because you gave a lot of clarity as to what represents the Nation of Islam. And I think people need to understand that this is not a jab at brothers in the Nation of Islam in any faction for that portion, you know, this is not against anybody. Just as quick as I have Brother Eric Muhammad here, I will bring Brother Wesley here, you know, to bring clarification. But I will say that Brother Eric Muhammad, he seems to pull no punches when it comes to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And what I've studied from an outsider, if the European, quote unquote, the white man is the devil and he can't be reformed, that's just what it is. I mean, we're not working with you. you understand? Like, I have nothing. We have no business together. We have no business together if that's the doctrine that I subscribe to. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm not speaking against anybody. I'm just saying, me personally, if my teacher taught me that the white man is the devil, he's the skunk of the planet Earth, that it'll take too long to reform him. So we just gonna forget about that, and we're gonna keep it moving. That's just the teachings, you know. That's just the teachings. And so, when I hear Brother Eric Muhammad speak, he represent that, and that's how real I keep it with the teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But anything you want to say in closing, brother?
Just that I thank.
Oh, somebody, they hung up on my brother. Oh, hold up, man, hold up. Call back, Brother Eric Muhammad. Hold up. I had the phone just hang up on that. Hold up, hold up. Hold up. Let's see. Let me see if I can get him back. It hung up. How'd that work? How'd that work? Oh my goodness. See if I can get him back. Somebody said that was a law cutting them off. Oh, his phone must have died. The brother phone must have died. I just tried to call him back and the phone died. But let me tell you, family, I think this was a pretty good. Y'all think this was a pretty good interview? Huh?
Call from
Eric Muhammad.
to accept, press 1. To send a voice.
I was just about to say, I think your phone died or something because it jumped straight off.
It did.
Yes.
It did. I'm calling you on my other phone. The only thing I have to say, brother, is I thank you for having me on. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next time.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely looking forward to. And let me give a big honor and a high, mighty honor to Brother Ishmael Bey, who first introduced us a few years ago now, brother, you know, and came on the show. But next time I come to Atlanta, I even told our assistant Grand Sheik that we need to stop by and sit down, maybe break bread with you and press, as we say in the Moorish Science Temple of America, press palms, you know, shake hands, brother. You know, and I'm looking forward to it. But brother, I definitely appreciate you. People say it was very educational. They enjoyed it. A1 interview, thumbs up. Indeed, and brother, and you made it possible for this to be a great experience and a learning lesson. So, brother, say something good for the people. Talk black to them. Let's do something to them for them, brother.
All praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Wallace Farad Muhammad for his messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the best thing I can say.
I appreciate you, brother, and I see you on the next go-around, all right?
Yes, sir. Islam and assalamu alaikum.
Islam and assalamu alaikum to you, brother. And so, family, let me tell you something. Many people, I'm a Moorish American Muslim, and I don't agree totally with the teachings of the Nation of Islam, but that has nothing to do with how you conduct yourself in an interview. This is an interview and it's not a debate. I'm not here to debate, my brother. I understand the Moorish Empire, the Moroccan Empire. I understand that we have different tribes who probably spoke multiple languages and that had multiple cultures and multiple understanding. And so I don't have to debate one back and forth. And so, no. And so, when the brother pointed out that Muslim is a European word, though I disagree, it's actually an interview. I'm not here to debate them. And many people have to understand that there's a difference when I'm teaching, I'm debating, or I'm interviewing. This is an interview. So there's no way in the world that I'm going to turn an interview into a debate. Brother Minister Eric Muhammad was gracious enough to give us 2.5 hours, and I'm not going to try to turn it into a debate. Now, if one wished to debate me, I have no problem with that. Everybody that's been on Moorish World TV, that watch Moorish World TV, understands that. I have no problem with debating anybody, but this was an interview. So please don't expect me to debate one who is gracious enough to give me 2 hours of his time that he don't have to out of his schedule to help us understand the state of the Nation of Islam as it relates to the state of our people. Because without Moorish World TV, the narrative is that the Moors are so divided. Like I make no apology. You know what I'm saying? I make no apology. We have platforms that like to perpetuate that the sovereign Moorish national is a part of the Moorish whole. And the Moorish whole, I'm talking about those who try their best to follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Those that open their meeting with the divine constitution and bylaw. Those that read their Koran during their meeting. Those that close their meeting according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But it's platforms out here that will put people on the platform. You follow me? That will put people on the platform that will give the public a perception that these Moorish nationals represents the Moorish whole when they're not even trying to do what the Moorish American whole, those that follow Prophet Noble Drew Ali, are doing. And so this show, Brother Eric Muhammad, Minister Eric Muhammad, is gracious enough to give us a look inside to see exactly what we have been subliminally accused of. You see what I'm saying? I said subliminally. It was subliminal. All of these things are subliminal. You know what I mean? Whether it's intentional or not. You follow me? Whether it's intentional or not, it still gives the impression that Moorish Americans are this ragtag group. You follow what I'm saying? And so I like to show the other side of this, because we all as a group of people are suffering. You know what I mean? We all are suffering. Whether you look at the Moorish paradigm, whether you look at the NOI paradigm, whether you look at the Hebrew paradigm, we all are suffering. And the main thing that we're suffering from is the authenticity of the teachings of the leader that brought us these teachings. That's the main thing we're suffering from. We're suffering from getting away from the orthodox of what our teacher taught us. Period, point blank. And all of these groups that claim to be for the liberation of our people, if we get closer to the orthodoxy of the original teaching, all will be well. All will be well. And so shout out to my brother Ben, but we do good journalism over here, just like you do good journalism over there. With that being said, I salute you. I ain't gonna shoot you. I'm just gonna salute you. Peace to the man. Hey, man, you better not be getting warm over there. You better not be letting your bow tie get sweat on the little, around the collar part. That's an interview. It's only an interview. I didn't know. I didn't know that, that it was so many. I didn't know. I just playing, man. Ben, don't be mad at me, man. Don't be mad at me, man. See, I don't care what you follow. See, I don't care what you follow. See, you can be Hebrew, you could be more, you could be, I don't care what you follow. But I didn't know, I asked him how long he been in the Nation of Islam, Be more go-go. Be more go-go. Remember that? Y'all remember that little meme where that man be like, I didn't know. Now, on the real though, let me keep it a buck though. I know Brother Eric Muhammad can give us a glimpse into the world of the Nation of Islam. I know he can. And he ain't gonna put no cut on it. You ain't have to like him. He's just not going to put any cut on it. And that's why it's a good interview. Because he's not going to water it down. He's going to give it to you raw from his gut, from his diaphragm. You know what I'm saying? But I asked him how long. Because I didn't know. You mean? I just didn't know. Bow. And that's the show for the night. Bad host. Honor to Brother Eric Muhammad. Appreciate you, brother. You gave us a nice glimpse into the paradigm of NOI. And I appreciate you. And I look for the next time that you come on the show. And and Brother Ben, he said, would you invite Eric Muhammad on your show, Brother Ben? Would you be fair? Are you still there, Ben? Before I go, would you invite the minister Eric Muhammad on your show? Yeah, I'll bring Nori on the show. Absolutely, I will bring Nori on the show. Ben X say no. Wow, Ben. Come on, Ben. That's your brother. I'm trying to be your brother, man. Y'all remember that? What movie was that? What movie was that? I'm just trying to be your brother, man. Come on, Ben. Come on, man. It's just an interview, brother. It's only an interview. I don't agree with everything Minister Eric Muhammad said, but it's only an interview. It's not an endorsement. It's not an endorsement. Come on, Ben. You're a journalist, Ben. Come on. He said, I know where he stand. I don't know where the Moors stand. See? There you go, Ben. But you don't know where the conflict is at. You know what I mean? You can get to know where the conflict is at. Come on, and you can bring forth resolution, Ben. You good at bringing resolution, Ben. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. We can work together, brother. Come on. My bad, Ben. I get too pumped up, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, man. You can work. Your brother Eric Muhammad, the minister, can work it out. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. Can we do it? Remember that Marcus Garvey speech? Can we do it? You can do it. You can do it. Nah, I just playing. Ben, hold on. Let me call Ben. Let me see if I can call Ben. I will call Ben real quick. Ben might not answer the phone. Y'all be turning people against me, man. Let me see. Don't turn Brother Ben against me. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be mad. You turn Brother Ben against me, I'm gonna be mad. That's my mind. Let me see. Yeah, I've been at. Yeah. I interview anybody. I interview anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Brother Ben, how you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Is it too late? Is it too late? You're on the West Coast, on the down south. Where you at? Down south?
I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. So, brother, come on, brother. We need to get. How can we get this together, brother? How can we bring it all together?
Bring what together?
Like, brother Eric Muhammad, the Discord. How can we bring the Discord together?
Discourse between who?
Like Eric Muhammad, the minister Eric Muhammad, he has a lot of frustration as it relates to the minister Louis Farrakhan. How do we patch that up?
He would have to patch that up with the minister himself if he got a problem with the minister.
Or you wouldn't. That's what I'm saying, though. But brother, you interview the most weirdest Moorish guys, and of course you say you don't know, but you don't think that y'all could have a conversation?
A conversation about what? Do you think I'm going to turn? I'm going to turn him or something?
No. No. You know you ain't turning on Minister Muhammad. I mean, the Minister Eric Muhammad.
What would be the motive if I already know where he stands?
But I'm just saying, we can't, as a group of people, like I proclaim Moorish American, right? And I follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and you follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, by the way, a master from Muhammad. But I think we have a pretty good relationship. I think so. I mean, a working relationship, if not anything. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't get that with brother Minister Eric Muhammad. You don't think?
What do you think based on what you heard from him over the years since you studied him?
He's a tough brother. I just said, brother, he just raw. He raw. I don't know, brother.
My question back to you was about us working together. So my question wasn't about if he's raw, if he's going to come hard. My question was, what is your thought about him since you have studied him over the years? What do you think his response would be?
I think there is room for him to possibly work with other brothers that say they love the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I truly do. I just think everybody. I just think people. I just think at some point people.
Did you say he's going to be rude?
No, I think he would work with those who say that they want to work towards a working relationship. I think he would. And
working relationship as far as doing what exactly?
Spreading the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, especially on social media. You know what I mean? Social media is where everybody's at right now. So I think a working relationship and doing that, I think he'll work with that.
Well, I already spread the word, and he already spread the word. What more word is going to get put out than coming out a message to the black man, coming out of Our Savior Has Arrived, in the book that's already here, Theology of Time. What more words is going to be put out?
Brother Ben, you ain't gonna bend. Brother Ben is not gonna bend. So we gonna move on. Brother Ben, when can we do a show together on some economics, you and I, and maybe we could do a show with an update with Reza. How you doing, brother?
You can contact Brother Reza to see how Brother Reza is doing personally. But I'm not particularly sure. I haven't talked to him since Savior's Day. So if you want to reach out to Brother Reza, you can contact him at _Reza Islam. Or,
brother, why you get so professional with me now? Brother, you get real professional. We ain't friends no more. I feel hurt, Ben. You're hurting my feelings right now, Ben.
I mean, I'm just answering your questions.
Nah, brother, you ain't never been this stiff, Ben. I'm upset, Ben. I'm really upset right now, Ben. You really?
Well, I'm just a little disappointed because I know what you're doing. The audience doesn't, and if they do know, they're just laughing at it. I just think that your brotherly talk that you had the other day about, oh, that's my brother, oh, I understand, and the fact that I even let you on to clear up the situation, and then you do this response video as a way of getting back at me for me saying I don't know. It just seems as if you act like you did understand what I was doing, but then now you don't. So it just seems it's just a little weird.
But no.
I would rather you just say when you was on the line with me, no, being that's BS, nigga. I know what you ain't gotta ask the nigga part, but I knew what you was doing, brother. And I don't like that, brother. And I'm gonna do a response video. I'd rather you just say that than to act like you understood. And then you saw me let you clear it up, and then I brought somebody else home who you said was verified to clear it up. And then you start the mess between the Eric and our Nation of Islam because of what I did. So it's just a little weird.
Well, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what it is. Once you put a message out, it's there. It's done. There's nothing you can do to recapture energy that's already put out. And so once that energy is out, as a responsible Moorish American Muslim and a protector, the chief protector of the Islamic creed, as taught by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I am going to go above and beyond to counter that. And I need everybody to know that.
That's the wrong analogy.
No.
Listen
to what I'm saying. My perception is what the public has received and perceived. So once I determine that the public has received a misinformation multiple times from certain platforms, I'm going to go above and beyond to clear the air. But
but what I'm telling you, the reason I said you're using the wrong example is because in my video, I actually didn't act as if they represented the Moors. I actually made a disclaimer and said that person, even in my very first video, I even put in my title, alleged Moor, with your other guy that's in the comment section right now, who tried to say that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said some in theology of time, but it actually said the opposite, so he got mad, and that's why he's always in your comment section. But in the first video, I put alleged Moor. Then the second guy from Baltimore, I said that this guy does not. I said I know as a person before I even start this interview that this person doesn't represent the whole Moors, because he even said it himself. Hey man, I don't represent the whole Moors, and I said that before the video even started. The video that he came in on, my whole video was about the relationship of the Moors and the Nation of Islam, and what the Nation of Islam think about Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So a lot of your viewers probably didn't see that, but that whole video was actually about the minister giving honor and respect to Noble Drew Ali, and this guy was actually brought into that show. So that's not a good example of what you did and what I did. And a good example would have been if the person that I brought on, I asked some questions about Hijacking. What do you think about Hijacking? Matter of fact, I just seen a little comment and somebody said, what you think about Hijacking? Do you think he's real? And you knowing how the guy's going to respond, and then he responds negatively, talking about or trying to bring out negative things about another human being, that's different than going after a program. The question that I asked these different individuals was based on what they specifically said to me, not asking a loaded question, knowing that somebody's going to talk negatively about the opposite side, which is what Saneter did, and is continuing to do with Melchizedek. And also, many people got mad because Gail King did that with Lisa Leslie, knowing the type of response that she was looking for. So those are two different examples, I think, with this situation. Because in each one that I did with those Moors, I made a disclaimer before, and you can go out back, as you said, once you put something out, the energy is already out there. Well, my videos are still up as well, and you can go check them out for yourself.
Let me say it again. It's not that you didn't put out a disclaimer. It was from the time that I first came in contact with your channel, it was through little Dexter. And I reached out to you. You know, I was going to go in real hard that time. And brother Troy X, he actually got our numbers exchanged with each other. because I was about to go in like, man, we don't need to be doing this on social media. Blah, blah. And we had a conversation, and I explained to you at that time, and you may not remember. And I said, man, these people do not represent the Prophet Noble Drew Ali or the Moorish Science Temple of America. And not saying that you need to check in like we in some street gang or anything like that. But after that first conversation, and it continues to happen, that these guys, these guys come out as if they are an authority. And although you put out a disclaimer, all of the 2.5 hours of energy of misinformation that comes through your lens is a problem.
All Moors are part of the Moorish Science Temple?
Say it again.
All Moors, all the people that you consider Moors are part of the Moorish Science Temple?
No, but when people invoke the name of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, a false perception begins to happen. But hold up one second. Earth Muhammad actually represents the teaching of Elijah Muhammad. I don't see him misrepresenting.
Listen to what I'm saying. My only question is, all the people that you're calling Moors, these people represent the Moorish Science Temple? I'm just looking for an answer. The ones, yeah. They represent so every person that you consider a Moor because of their nationality, in order for them to be considered a Moor, not Moorish Science Temple or Moorish American, in order for them to be considered a Moor, they have to be in the temple.
No, let me explain. What I'm saying is, no, that's not true. That's not true. You are a Moor whether you like it or not. You are even a Moor.
So stop there.
Hold up.
That's all I wanted. That's the only question.
No.
So
what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is, once they act as if they representing Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Brother, you going into something I'm not even saying. You're not even that. I'm just trying to get a clear answer so I can make my point.
Okay.
So you just said, just because they are Moor, you agree, they don't have to be a part of the Moorish Science Temple if they are a Moor, correct?
That's right.
So which video of mine did I put out interviewing any one of them, did I put in my title, or did they even say, I represent a Moorish Science Temple, I'm in this temple, and I'm teaching you exactly what Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught me? Which one of them? The one from Baltimore? Which one of them said that?
None of them. But when they...
What are you talking about?
Okay, let me finish.
So how am I putting out misinformation about the Moorish Science Temple?
Let me ask you a question.
Noble Drew Ali, if none of them represented, said, or I didn't even say that they represent the Moorish Science Temple or this person. So I said this Moor said. I didn't say this Moorish American said. I didn't say this Moor that represents Noble Drew Ali said. I didn't say this Moor that represents this temple said. So your reasoning for responding doesn't even make any sense based on your answer to my question, because I said just Moor. We didn't say anything about the Moorish Science Temple until we got to you and Brother Sharif Bey.
All right. The point is, when people come on there and they invoke the name of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and misrepresent it, it's automatically considered to be representation of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It is what it is. And which
one of them said it?
Every single one of them.
Said the name Prophet Noble Drew.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
That's a lie. You just lied.
Every single one of them.
With the brother from Baltimore, what did he say Prophet Noble Drew Ali?
Brother, want me chop the video and send it to you?
Yeah, I want you to show
the brother actually, the same brother, brother, listen to me. Listen to me.
This particular temple, and I'm telling you,
I didn't say they represent any temple. I never said that, brother. I never said that. They invoked the name of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. That's my concern. That's my concern. And I believe that you do understand. Let's keep it a buck. I believe that you do understand the difference. You understand. You know.
The difference between what?
The difference between one that is outside being a provocateur with exotic lessons that have nothing to do with the divine teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and those within the construct of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You know the difference. You know. Let's keep it a buck. You know. You know, if you don't know, then now you know. Now you know. Now you know.
But what point are you making by saying if I knew or didn't know? At this point, I already made a video.
Because you're perpetuating.
You saying that on your show makes no sense. I literally said that while I was on the line with you. I got it, and with Sharif, I said that. So at this point on March, whatever today is, 2020. Of course, I know that because I said that to you while we was on the line,
brother.
But the point is, none of the videos that we put out on YouTube. No,
brother, you can't shoot a bullet and put it back in the barrel.
And none of those brothers said that the Prophet Noble Ali said blah blah blah. He said, "I am a Moor, and this is what I'm saying." And if you're saying that people can be Moors outside of being a part of the temple, then there's nothing wrong with it. If you ask me.
Let me say this.
Like me saying all of our people are Muslims, and you say, "Well, brother Ben, I heard one time Farrakhan said that all of our people are Muslims," and this one Muslim brother came up, so I labeled the video "Muslim said." Just because he's black and a Muslim doesn't mean that he necessarily represents a particular mosque, or he's not up there saying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. So I'm not going to say this brother is misrepresenting the minister because he didn't say he's from a mosque, a study group.
But that's you.
Nor did he say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. So he's not misrepresenting them.
Well, I know what I heard. I know what people sent me, and I will respond appropriately. You can't shoot arrows out of the bow, and once it's gone, and try to put it back in. Some of them bows don't go back. Some of them arrows don't go back in the bows. That's it. Some of them, the bullets don't go back in the gun, brother. You know what I mean? You done shot 3 of them. You done shot 3 of them. You know what I mean? You done shot the little brother Dexter. You done shot the brother after that, and then you shot the brother after that. And then you got to.
Well, actually, the second brother is one of your guys. That's his fault. You should make a video about him.
That's not. No.
When you gonna make a video about your own guy who is on your page, who you brought on, who represents the Moorish?
That's not who I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about him.
That's the second guy that I did. I did him, and then I did the guy from Baltimore, and the person who came on, the people who responded to your guy said that he wasn't representing right. He didn't know what he was talking about, and he was clearly wrong. And with the point that he was trying to prove out of theology at time, you should make a video.
No, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about El Mahib. I'm going to show you that you had 3 different guys. I'm gonna show you.
Bad job too. He tried to prove something out the theology at time. He was actually pointing out the opposite of the point that he was making. So people thought that was an embarrassment. So maybe you should pull that one and make a video about that one.
I've already
doing this because you thought I was doing something and you found out that I wasn't. Now you're trying to act like I knew what I was doing. Now you're doing the same thing that you said I shouldn't be doing.
No. What I'm doing is I'm showing the people that this type of atmosphere is not plagued within the Moorish Science Temple of America. What I'm showing is that this is a common thing with the state of mind that our people are in, and you can find it in the Nation of Islam, you can find it in the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you can find it in the Hebrew Israelite. That's right. And we're not going to have the camera and the light shining on the Moorish Science Temple of America.
We knew that already. We knew about the Eric.
That's right. So interview them.
All the other guys,
go interview.
They debate. We know about all that already. You wasn't shining light on it. You were just responding to me.
Yeah.
And
so
that's cool. That's fine. I don't care that you respond to me. I'm just saying, don't be trying to act like, oh, this is just an innocent interview. No.
No.
Your brother Ben X. I don't like what Brother Ben X did, so damn it, I'm finna shine light on the nation out. Fine, but don't try to get on the line talking about, all right, brother, I get heated, but I ain't gonna do it, brother. No, just say that I'm finna respond to Brother Ben.
No, actually.
As if I know what you're talking about, let me come on and dispute it, and we ain't gonna say nothing about it. Now you respond as if you were doing it innocently. Just say, this what I'm doing. I'm responding to Ben, and that's cool.
Hey, brother.
We already know that there's division. We know that.
Hey, brother.
You ain't got to wait for division with different splinter groups. It's division in your group, Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam alone, Christian Church alone, Hebrew Israelites alone, whether it's splinter groups or not. We human beings. That's going to happen.
So when you're
not making a video just to show the division, we already know it's there as a people.
When are you going to bring some weird brothers outside of the Nation of Islam talking crazy on your show? When you gonna do that?
They come on my show on my live talking crazy
No.
about things to me.
When are you going to go on IG with a weird talking former member or never been a member of the Nation of Islam on your live feed? When you going to do that? Because you keep bringing these weird Moors.
What would be the purpose?
The same purpose you do when you bring these weird Moors. The same purpose.
What was my purpose of bringing the?
Man, that's between you and them weirdos. That's between you and them weirdos. I don't know. That's between you and them.
See what I'm saying? How you gonna try to make a point and you don't know and you gonna tell
Listen,
me the purpose?
I'm asking you, why haven't you ever? I'm pretty sure you have had some weird brothers who have been disgruntled or outside of the framework of the Nation of Islam. Why haven't you ever had them on your IG live feed or on your show? I'm pretty sure you had one.
I understand the question. That's like saying, Brother Ben, why have you played?
Yeah, Europeans never understand the question when they under the gun. But let's get, brother, you talk acting like a European. Are you redeemed yet? You starting to act like a European. You don't understand the question. The question is this. You have bought 3 different Moors on. Brother, you have bought 3 different Moors on your show that is a misrepresentation of the teaching of the Prophet Obadiah Ali. When are you going to bring one that misrepresents the teaching of Elijah Muhammad?
But you ask me a question, you're not letting me to respond. You getting loud doesn't really drive me home. Doesn't drive the.
Oh no, we'll answer the question. Let's go.
That's like you asking me, Brother Ben, why you never did a layup before. I can't answer that because I already did it. I've done it on my Facebook when I used to invite people on their live. Matter of fact, that's the reason the Moors came on. The Moors that you talked about came on because they was coming at me for no reason at all. So I invited them on, and they said they was Moors. I didn't go out and pick.
No, I asked you about the brothers in the nation. We're not talking about Moors. We ain't talking about Moors. We ain't talking about Moors. I said brothers in the nation. We not talking about Moors. Brothers in the nation. Name one.
I was giving you an example.
I don't want the Moorish example no more. We already got that. We already got that. We're talking about the examples.
You keep cutting me off, so go ahead.
We're talking about the examples.
Finish your statement.
I'm asking you about the example where you have weirdos who give a crazy misunderstanding and teachings about the Elijah Muhammad or the teachings of Master Fraud Muhammad. When have you ever done that? Never. Come on. Ben ain't gonna be my friend no more, man. I'm upset about this. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, brother. Your turn.
In order for me to answer the question so that you can understand, I have to ask a question.
No, we're not gonna do that. That's that European psychology. That's that trick knowledge. Just answer the question like you want me to answer yours.
This is not psychology. Because if I tell you the reason why, if you understand why I brought them on, that's going to drive home that I've already done it before. I'm answering your question. I already said yes, I have.
Okay, who was it?
Explain it because you keep saying no, I haven't.
I'm asking you when. Who?
Like I don't know these Moors. I don't know who they are. You can go back on my Facebook. My old YouTube channel is gone, but you can go back on my old Facebook. Or go down my Facebook page.
I'm gonna go find one.
What was my purpose of bringing these Moors on there? Whether you consider them Moors or not. What was my purpose of bringing them on?
I don't have a clue. What's your purpose?
So I didn't tell you why I brought them on. So you wasn't even listening when we had our conversation when you act like you was understanding it.
Why you brought them on? Now tell the audience now why you bring them on.
You really don't remember why I said I brought them on?
I'm asking you, no, I don't remember. Why you bring them on?
Okay. Well, on my Instagram page, I was talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the students that was produced from his teaching. Moors came on, as they always do, whether you consider them Moors or not, about the word black. So he all in the comment section laughing. Oh, y'all, here you go calling yourself black. You know, black is in status in law and all this bull crap as if that's the only thing that got our people in the condition that we in. Then he goes over to Twitter and says, me and Brother Ben just had a debate. I said, no, we didn't. That ain't even my own be debating like that. So as I'm on, I said, well, brother, you can come on so we can see what the problem is. So he was coming after me personally. That's why I brought him on. Your guy who you brought on, who you say is a part of the Moorish Science Temple, I got on Instagram Live with him. Here he go trying to bring up, I'm talking about the Honorable Mama. Here he's trying to prove a point where, you know, it's Noble Drew Ali first and all this different here, trying to start that beat. So he goes into the theology of time and says, brother, it's right there in your own book. He laughing at me because he thinking I'm finna make a fool of myself because I'm finna read it out the book. Actually, what he read is opposite of what it was saying. That's how I got him on. I never went out to Moore and said, brother, let's go live, nigga, because what you saying. No, they came under my page, under my Instagram page, coming after me personally from what I was saying. I wasn't even talking about Moors. I wasn't speaking specifically about the word black or nothing. They brought it up. The Dexter guy, I forgot how we got on. He was all down my timeline every time I post talking about black kids. We need to have our own courts and all this different crap. But again, he was coming after me. I was just promoting the teachings. He was coming after me saying we need to have this, we need to have that. Y'all need to have police cars. So I said, well, let's come on. Let me see what you're talking about. That's how all these different guys came on my page. So yes, I have when somebody came out saying, no, the minister is not this, or no, the minister is not that, or no, Allah is not in the person, Master Prophet Muhammad, and all this different stuff. I did allow these people on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I don't know who they are, just like I didn't know who these Moors are, and you do know one of the Moors, and I still don't know who that brother is. So the reason I said what's the purpose of me bringing them on is to show you that I didn't go out there and pick after any debate. These are just people who was coming after me, and I allowed them on my live. And then the same other people who was talking about the nation the same way, I allowed them on the live. Same thing.
All right, brother.
So there's no reason for me to bring Eric Muhammad on because I already know what he's saying. I didn't know what these Moors stood or why they was coming after me like that. The whole damn we don't pay insurance and mortgage, I didn't know nothing about that. So I was trying to get educated to see what they was talking about, to see why they got so hostile just because I'm using the word black. Eric he been around for years saying what he's saying about them. There's no reason for me to bring him on. What we gonna talk about? He gonna say the same thing he just said on your show and Saneter show. So to try to play this game in the world, brother, we just good journalism and maybe we need to come to. We know what he's gonna say. We already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do my thing. He's gonna do his thing, and we can tell the truth about the fruit of the bears. Period.
I ain't gonna say that because you might not answer my phone call no more. So I'm done. I'll keep it moving. Brother. You know what I mean? Now y'all gotta leave brother business.
Now you say I'm lying about what I just said, proof.
No. The thing is, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. So
I've actually told you this before personally. So if what I'm saying,
no,
I'm lying, just show me how I'm lying.
What I'm telling you is that what is projected, brother. You have to understand what I'm saying. What is projected?
Okay, this Carlo Roasty guy, you gonna correct him like you was reading them other comments?
What did he say?
He said Ben was trolling the temple until GS, I guess, said you called him. Is that true?
I don't know. Ben, I don't know. Hey, man, let me stop. You know I'm goofy, man, so I'm going to stop right here, brother. I don't want to be enemies with nobody. You my brother. I'm goofy, Ben. You got to pardon me right now. You got to pardon me. So we're going to let this go. Anything you want to say to the Moorish World TV audience, just like you got a good audience, I got a good audience. I'm just happy guy. You know what I mean? It's just good journalism, Ben. I just did good journalism tonight, okay? You ain't hang out there.
Somebody said, why didn't Ben X reach out to you first to get an understanding? Because I can't reach out to Harker to get an understanding of why another brother got a problem with me. That's crazy. That's why I said Eric should reach out to the minister himself. That's why I said Harker should reach out to Reza himself if he really genuinely care about his well-being. No need for Harker to speak up for a brother in Baltimore.
If they start talking about Moorish science, oh yeah, you can call me anytime. Call me in the middle of the night.
But he said he's not a part of a temple.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
and let me tell you, when he came on my show, he came on my show too, right? The same guy.
The brother from Baltimore?
The same guy. I don't know where he's from.
He was from a temple?
I don't know. He's not from a temple. No.
Yeah, he told me he's not a part of a temple, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, he came quoting the teachers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Talking crazy. Same conversation.
Well, he never said Prophet Noble Drew Ali said anything to me.
Well, brother, it's 12:22 on the East Coast. I gotta go.
Like you be saying, He didn't say my grand sheik teaches us on Fridays and Sundays. He didn't say none of that. He was talking about his problem with me and whatever that was.
Well, I'm gonna let it go at that, brother. I hope you are you. All right, before I go, are you gonna answer the phone when I call you the next time?
I answer when you call tonight. I just have a deeper understanding of your motive now. That ain't gonna make me not answer though.
All right, as long as you answer the phone, we still got room to patch things up if we have Discord. I don't want no Discord with my brothers. You know what I mean? We can play this YouTube and social media game all day, but in the heart, we bonded. It is what it is. That's it. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
All right, peace, my brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So there it is, family. You know, this social media thing can get out of hand sometimes. I consider myself one of the chief protectors of Islam. And when something is projected that shines a dark light or a dark shadow, if you will, on the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's teachings, I will respond. You know what I mean? I will respond, family. I mean, especially if you have a platform like Brother Ben has or Saneter have. Absolutely. And a lot of people say, it ain't about the views. I'm going to tell you here right now, it is about the views. Because those that view the misinformation are the numbers that will perpetuate the misinformation. It is what it is. You know, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches us on your Divine Minister papers that you should stand in defense of the gospel, you know, and maybe give Brother Ben the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that wasn't his intentions. Granted, okay, maybe it wasn't. 3 different brothers talking crazy. Maybe that wasn't his intentions. But what the public received was weirdo information relating to Moorish science. That's what the public received at the end of the day. That's what the public received. Whether he intended to or not, that's what the public received. You see? And so, because that's what the public received, I am obligated to counter that misinformation as it relates to the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. People can call it division. People can call it what they want, but we are in the social media age. And as I said to Brother Ben, we can play these social media games all day long, but in the heart of hearts, you still my brother. I understand social media. I understand Saneter. I understand the tricks, and not saying that Ben was playing a trick, but the perception time after time after time with these weird, colorful Moors seeming to be representing Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I have a voice and a small platform. I'm going to address it. But nothing personal. I can tell Brother Ben was disappointed, and I don't mean to injure anybody. Moorish Americans don't believe in that. But I believe that he should defend the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I mean? I believe he should defend the teachings and the representation and the integrity of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at all costs. And I'm going to do the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to do the same exact thing. What you're not saying is one of them was your guy. So if one of them was my guy, why would I say something about my guy when I can call my guy? Come on, brother. You know protocol. You know organization. Aren't you a FOI? Don't you know that? If someone was to join the NOI that you're a part of, and they walk through the door, you don't do that, do you? I know you wouldn't do that, Brother Ben. Stop that. You know better. You know what I mean? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. If one of those brothers was in your temple, in your mosque, come on, Ben, and he jumped at you or jumped at me, you don't know what me and my brother talked about. You mean? You don't know what we talked about, brother. You don't know. But with that being said, family, shout out to Brother Ben. Appreciate you picking up the phone, brother. Now, leave these Moors alone. Leave these Moors alone. that boy, 305. Somebody lying here. You missing answering the phone. You call me? I gotta go, Ben. He said, call me back. Hold up. You call me back, Ben? Oh, yeah, Ben called me back. Ben called me back. I gotta go. I gotta go, man. that boy, 305.
Yeah, I wanted to be clear on my point. I wasn't saying that you should make a video and down your guy. You should do that in secret. You should correct him in private. My point was, you saying you're insinuating without saying it that I'm picking these guys, and you're saying, well, it's basically a coincidence that all three of these guys are weirdos. What I'm telling you is, if I was purposely picking these weird guys, one of those people wouldn't have been your guy. So if I was purposely picking people who didn't know what they were talking about, which I said I didn't know any of them, then I wouldn't have landed upon your guy. So if you're trying to say it's a coincidence, all of them was weird, I'm asking you, how do you explain one of them being your guy who didn't represent well?
Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm not saying that you strategically are saying, okay, I know he's a weirdo, let me pick him. What I'm telling you is that when they open their mouth, as you said there in your chat, they're talking about you need police cars. They're talking about adverse possession. They're talking about right to travel and all of these weird practices. You're not black. You're not black. You can't be black. You can't be black. Brother, you know what you're putting on your show is what I'm saying. You know that's weird talk. Brother, you're smarter than that. You know that's weird talk.
Well, honestly, I've seen you do a show about us not being black.
No. Have you ever seen me antagonize anybody about the term calling yourself black? You never see me do that.
No, but
Moors don't do that.
That doesn't mean that's not your thought process.
No.
Brother who don't do that.
No.
Like a brother in the nation
We educate each other. We educate each other, not antagonize. It's the difference.
This is what I'm saying. That's like a brother going in the nation just because he believes that we're God. There's somebody that may say, hey, brother, don't you know you're God? And there's another brother that may say, but nah, I ain't going to go after him like that. That's just you. That's just not how you are. Just because the brother does that doesn't mean he's not a part of the Moorish temple, because y'all both believe that you're not black. He just moves in a certain manner.
No.
Your God, that's in the point, and to drive my point home, your God, who you said was a part of your temple, that's how he was acting towards you.
And listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm telling you. And when somebody is coming on your feed and they keep putting comments in your feed, 1 minute you're not black, the next minute you have a right to the land, the next minute, this is how you select these people. You said it because you didn't know nothing about it. This is how you select them. But after the first time, you know what the weird teaching looked like from Dexter. Dexter was crazy as 13 dingbats. Little Dexter. Dexter was the one that made you to make the spoof video. After Dexter, you knew weird from normal. You knew. You knew, brother.
No, it's not the teaching, because the fact that somebody says you're not black, you can say that, which you have said that. It's not that. It's the fact that they're coming at me personally for something that I'm saying. That's why I bring them on. It's not because I've seen the brother talk about right to the land. Let me bring him on. No, that's not why I brought him on. I brought him on because he's constantly trying to get my attention and saying that I'm wrong about something. So I bring him on to see what the dispute is.
But how do you say at 1 minute, how do you say on one interval that you don't debate, But then the next minute, when somebody has a dispute with you, you bring them on.
Because we're not debating doctrine. As I said on the guy who said he's from Baltimore, he was talking about something that I was saying. Me asking him what his problem is, and me just seeing where this brother is coming from, we're not debating definitions, etymology of the word black. So even if you go back and look at the show we brought on, we wasn't debating the word black. We wasn't debating our teachings. I was trying to see what is his problem or what I'm particularly saying and trying to get a perspective to him. Me debating is, brother, are we God? Or,
no, it does not. Debating go in different levels, brother.
About no doctrine or no words and nothing like that. I'm asking him what is his problem with me, and you can go back and check that out. The other guy, your guy from what's the name? It's in the book or it's not in the book. He was trying to tell me the Honorable Homie said something in theology at time. We're not debating. It's right. It's either going to be in the book or it's not in the book. We're not debating on what the feds mean and all that different stuff. That's totally different.
All right, brother Ben. I gotta keep it moving. I got things. I ain't making social media money. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow, brother.
Well, that's good. Well, I just gotta correct it because you keep trying to throw this thing out as you trying to put it out without saying like I'm picking these weird dudes. And
brother, you pick them from their comments. Their comments show you. Oh yeah, there we go. We got one. We got one on the line. Reel him in. And then he get up in there and start talking about a right to the land. He's a white person. And, we Moors are white. And you reel him in. You reel him all in.
Did you talk to your guy in private?
Huh?
Did you talk to your guy in private about what he did?
What that got to do with...
You can't say that you're mad that I picked these guys and one of them is
I'm not.
And you don't say that. And I'm not
listen to what I'm saying. I'm not mad.
What I did to him, but I checked it. But I'm just saying, did you say anything to him? Because if you're so mad,
I'm not mad.
How can you not?
Brother,
can you not talk about the guy who's a part of your temple?
Brother, let's be clear.
You said he's in Baltimore, ain't he? Ain't he with you or somebody else? He's around?
No, he's not in Baltimore. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not mad, brother. What I'm trying to tell you is that what the public received compels me to respond. Has nothing to do with you personally, brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Has nothing to do with you personally. What the public receives compels me to respond.
No, it is personal. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't have brought Eric on just to show that the Nation of Islam, and I have nothing, and this is not a shot at Eric, but you wouldn't have brought him on to show that the nation is also divided if it wasn't personal. It was personal.
No, it's really not.
You didn't say it, but at the end of your video, when you were talking about on social media, there are certain platforms, you're talking about me because you did the video about it on your live. You're talking about me. It was personal. So if you took it personal that these
it's
guys
not personal.
Misrepresented, why did you check the guy who was one of your? So I must have picked him right. He was a part of the temple. Did you have this same energy with him? That's my question.
Listen, brother. The brother is
you won't answer that. You skipping around that.
Listen to me, brother. The brother joined the temple, and our temple business is our temple business. So I'm not going to respond to that. Come on, brother. I'm not responding to that. Our temple business is our temple business.
You playing this social media game, man.
I told you that. If you want to play this social media game, we can. That boy 305.
I'm finna represent you. I'm finna say this. You won't even say correction, bro.
Hey, man.
Listen, man, if Brother Reason get out here, man, and you start talking about brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, brother, we can eat a 1/3 of the pork, brother. But I'm gonna say, yeah, brother, I ain't gotta tell you what I said. Yeah, I hit the brother up, man. He was wrong on that. Right. I can't get mad because you bringing somebody on who's saying they with the teachers, which these guys didn't say they was with the Noble Drew Ali anyway. But let's say they with the teachers, and then when somebody is actually from my particular group, and he get up there talking crazy about eating pork, and then I say, well, I ain't gonna say nothing about him. I'm just gonna go after the other guys because they didn't represent right. It don't look like I'm authentic about protecting their brand. Then.
No, the thing is that authenticity is not for show. Authenticity is, for instance, if you my guy and I see you jump out of pocket, You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you private the first time. You know what I mean? Second time, then we're gonna go right where it happens. You know what I mean? The first time that I thought that you were out of pocket with the brother Dexter, I'll talk to you personally. I reached out to you personally. After that time, ain't no more personal.
You know what's weird about this? You just said that, even before I asked you this question, you said on your own video by yourself, you reached out to me personally. So you're letting people know what you did in private, but when it comes to the guy that I keep asking,
I'm not going to talk about the conversation, though.
You can't. No, I didn't say talk about the conversation. I just asked, did you get?
I said I did.
I said you don't have to say what you said.
Bro, I said no.
I ain't gonna talk about that, but you can keep telling people you reached out to me first.
Hey, brother, let me tell you, I got a brother in the chat named that boy 305. I like to say.
Yeah, he said I was a sellout. I ain't worried about what he got to say.
No, brother, listen. If I find one of my members or a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America that I'm brothers or friends with, regardless of what faction they're a part of, I will pull their coattails. I got brothers in this chat right now that's not a part of the same organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America that I'm a part of, and they will call me up on the phone and say, brother, I really don't agree with that. With this conversation right here, somebody is going to call me and say, brother, maybe you shouldn't have did that. I thought you and Ben was cool. Somebody's going to call me, brother, but I'm not going to put it on social media. Same way I'm not going to do with anybody else. You know what I mean? Unless it happens on social media against the teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I'm going to deal with it as a social media problem. And that's a social media problem, those weird Moors. It's a social media problem. It's not a personal problem with you and I. You follow me?
Yeah, I get that. I just want the people to be clear, crystal clear. Because the way because you didn't mention that Ben did bring somebody on that was a part of Moorish Science Temple. You really hiding that part. So I just want them to know that because the way you're saying it,
Amen.
Brother Ben, it's a coincidence. Brother Ben got these weirdos on. You're trying to make it seem like I'm doing it on purpose, which is what you were trying to do on that Instagram live the other day as well.
I think that's more love.
So I'm just letting you know that you're not saying that but I want you to let them know too. One of the guys was one of my guys in the temple. So they gonna think that I'm just picking the weirdos on my own.
Hey, more love.
They picking me.
More love in the chat. Is that you that call me up and tell me that am I doing the right thing? Is that you, brother? You know who you are. You be having a coded name. But anyway, brother Ben.
Look at the comments. Look at the comments from the little Moor guys. One of them said Brother Ben X was going after the Moors. See, you got them thinking I'm going after the Moors when I done explained to you time after time that I wasn't. And and he probably wouldn't have said that if you would have told him, well, one of the guys that I had on my own live that's a part of the temple was one of the guys that Brother Ben went live with. And he probably wouldn't have thought that I'm just going after y'all.
That boy, 305. That boy. I'm making a song about that. Hey, brother Ben, I gotta go, big bro. Hey, bro, let's do a live. Brother, you told me I'm gonna.
Let me tell 305 this. I would hate to have somebody who's a sellout out working there. You can say what you want to say in the comment section. When it comes to putting that work into redeeming our people, waking our people up, hey, you're gonna have to bring some real heavy work on the table. So I would hate for an agent, government agent, sellout to be out working me when it comes to redeeming the people. Now we can do that. That ain't no emotion. That ain't doctrine. That ain't black. That ain't white. That ain't status. We can talk about that work.
Let me see what it goes at. Oh, nah. See, they gonna start talking about. See, Ben, you gonna open a can of worms. They gonna start talking about Scientology and all that other stuff now.
I don't care about that. Bring it up. I don't care about that.
They gonna start talking about Scientology, Ron Hubbard, and
talk about it, and they gonna go to the white man job tomorrow, working for John Hubbard, his boss tomorrow. So they can talk, and then they gonna be sending their children to Hubbard Elementary School tomorrow. Okay, their wife gonna be going to Hubbard Incorporated tomorrow for another white man. See, Ben, you going to, but Ben, you starting to be coming to Hawker Bay now. Cut it out, Ben. You can't do that. You got. Man, they be coming for me. Man. I don't know nobody, man.
You started to be coming to Uncle Bay. You started to fight back real hard, Dad. You started to be like the nation that was in that courthouse back in the day and banged out with the people. Now, come on, Ben, hold up.
Man, yeah, they was just at the doctor yesterday getting vaccinated up and all that right there. Flu shots. Talking about science out there. Ain't nobody teaching that. I can teach the truth out of it. I teach the truth out of anything.
Hey, Ben.
Everybody say that when I be promoting Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Ben, we don't need that old school Nation of Islam back now. Come on back around, Ben. Come on back around. Come on. That old school Nation is, see, they don't know about that old school.
This ain't worth the Eric on that cussing. He be going hard on y'all shoes. It ain't no worth to him. When it comes to going hard and strong.
Man, this at the end of the day, family, let me tell you something. Ben, whether you know it or not, brother, you are inspiration. You know that, brother. You do a lot of work, brother. You are inspiration. But I do take it kind of personal when the airwaves are hit up with weirdos claiming to be Moors and people can associate with the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I think you should feel the same way if somebody do that with Minister Farrakhan, with Elijah Muhammad or Master Farrar Muhammad. When they hit the airwaves and it can be interpreted or misinterpreted as representing what you say you stand for and you dedicate your life to, you should take it personal too, whether it's intentional or not. The public receive it wrong, you should take it personal. And I do. But I don't take it personal against the individual.
Because you see me, whenever somebody says something about the nation, I respond exactly to what they said.
I respond to propaganda. If I think it's propaganda, intentional or unintentional, I'll respond to it. You see what I'm saying? Some propaganda may not be intentional, but it's propaganda the same.
Yeah, but you didn't respond to nothing I said false. I think it should be what this particular person said on Brother Ben X's platform, not insinuating that Brother Ben X did it on purpose. When I respond about the nation,
no, my thing is
respond to who don't. I respond exactly to their words and what they particularly said. I don't try to act like I'm doing it on purpose or you doing this on purpose and all that different stuff. If it's obvious that you're not, like, for example, the Saneter thing, I think is different. Because he didn't ask that question several times over and over again, knowing what kind of answer is going to be given. That's different than what I'm doing. These guys, I really didn't know what the heck they was talking about or the problem that they had. He knows the problem that he has, and he keeps asking the same thing. So I see that as a little different.
Right. So you deserve a pass. Even though the public received the misinformation.
Not necessarily that
even though the public still received 3 hours of misinformation.
Say it again?
Do you understand what I'm saying? The public is still receiving 3 hours of misinformation.
Well, I will understand it if, like you said, they said Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, or the Moorish Science Temple, because especially if my video is about promoting and honoring Noble Drew Ali and the good works. Reading from y'all particular website, I opened up the website. I read directly from y'all website. I went to our Final Call newspaper and read the good news about the Final Call newspaper. And the only person that came on and made it look negative because of what he had against me was him and his words. So in fact, it made him look bad. Not necessarily, I don't think, something else that he said that he's not a part of. That's where I was. That's like a little regular Muslim who said I was in the nation back in 1976, and he talking some foolishness, and then you interview him, but he say, brother, I'm not a part of the mosque no more. I'm going to say this, that he ain't a part of the mosque. He's not talking about us.
Right, I got you.
Eric was on your show today. He don't, everything that he teaches, as far as his perspective on the minister, that don't represent me. He's different than what I'm in right now.
But
so I'm not. That's why I said there's nothing
Eric Muhammad said
or argue about, because that's where he stands, and this is where I stand.
But Brother Eric say he demonstrate the strict teachings of Elijah Muhammad. That's it. That's all. I don't see him. Cool. I don't see him sliding away from that. And I can't. I'm not an insider, obviously, but from what I know of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he seemed to be right on that, walking that line.
Well, that's cool, because you got Christians who say that they follow the Bible word for word, and that's different interpretation. Okay. Some people say heaven and hell is up in the sky and the sweet by and by. Some say it's not. They reading from the same thing, got different understanding, so that's fine. But what I do know is that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's mission was to give life to the dead. So if a teaching is not giving life to the dead, and another one is, or both is giving life to the dead, all I can do is judge them by the works. We can talk about doctrine all day long. We can talk about the evolution of the message all day long. But at the end of the day, the mission, he said, and message to the black man, not Message Farrakhan to the black man, no, message to the black man, is that his mission is to give life to the dead. Right. Are we giving life to the dead or are we not is the question.
There we go. There we go. I gotta let it go. But you know, we both have platforms. We can talk forever, Ben. We can talk forever, brother. So you were supposed to bring me on your show one time.
I'm not. I was just trying.
Now you were supposed to bring me on your show too, so I can clean some of this mess up. And you ran from me. You remember that?
No, I didn't. You was on my show. I let you speak almost 50 minutes.
No, I'm talking about Thursday. We had a Thursday show. You ran from me, Ben. You ran.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Last Thursday with Sharif, and I told you that. And matter of fact, you answered me, and you said, "Oh, he's more than qualified."
Yeah, brother. That's my guy. How I say it, Ben?
I didn't pick a weird though. I got somebody from the Moorish World Tv.
How did I say it, Ben?
I got your audio too, just in case you try to lie to your audio.
What'd I say?
You said he's more than qualified.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. I gotta go. Hey, family. I don't care what y'all say, man. I'm glad that we had a laugh at the end, because I really do. Brother Ben, regardless of what y'all say in the chat, Brother Ben do inspire me, man, because he a young brother doing it real big on social media. And like I say, it's not personal against Brother Ben. It's definitely not personal against Brother Ben, but he was the vessel to that these brothers came through, or his platform was the avenue that these brothers came through. And so I made a response, period. But let me tell you something. That boy, 305. That boy, 305. Hey, family, protect the prophet in the temple. Wherever you see it, protect the prophet in the temple. Don't let people put out misinformation. If you have the ability to correct the information, you correct the information, but stick to the template that the prophet left us. If you stick to the template that the prophet left us, it's going to be all right. Peace and love. And learn to love instead of hate, because like I say, it's never personal, man. I don't have nothing against Brother Ben. You see, we can laugh together. And we need to learn to disagree sometimes, but even be able to move on, from the disagreement. You know what I mean? This is social media, family. This is an illusion. This is a artificial reality, if you will. But what it projects can lead people astray. And so that's why I respond. But with that being said, family, peace and love. I'm up out of here with that boy, 305. That boy, 305. That's my John.